Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy to see y'all here. I appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out on this fine Monday evening. Here for you all to see, we have Stuart fiending for his new addiction, which is the moisture on the outside of cans.
I crave moisture, father.
He craves the moisture. Yeah, it's like I've never seen a cat do that shit. Like, he's just going in. He's about that moisture life. It has to, and it's all the only outside of cans. But he does drink a lot of water too. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy the cat licking the can. Quick thank yous, LG. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. Hope you have a good sleep, my friend. I know it is late where you are, so thank you for coming in and hanging out and saying hello. I appreciate you. Ryan with the raid, you big sexy beast. You, I appreciate you and bringing your community over here as usual. I love the waiting room. It works out real nice. I get to say hello to all your friends. Soph, G-Dorky, Miskizum, welcome in as well. I believe I did see Boom Boom and Lady Vengeance. Appreciate you. Nerd Holla. Okay, Zehas, you have advantage because Kitty from Soph. And Ryan, you have disadvantage from Nerd because Nerd loves you. And that's how we do it around here, folks. We show love in the most curious of ways. Oh my god, that cat is like a fiend, my dude. Holy shit. Thank you for shouting out, Nerd Holla. I appreciate the mods doing mod stuff. Is the stream deck working today? It is not, so I'm gonna need the mods to do mod shit. Appreciate you guys. Just thinking of any announcements we gotta get to. The merch store still doing its thing. Be sure to check that shit out. We're going to be releasing some more spooky merch coming up to Halloween. I'm going to plan some like apothecary themed Halloween merch, hopefully, and get that out for the people to see and enjoy. Don't hesitate to go check it out. We got some cool shit on there. Other than that, we're kind of easing back into the gaming streams. It's been going really good. We've been having a lot of fun playing games with the homies. We had our 4-year affiliate anniversary just recently. That was a really good day. Had a killer time, had a lot of fun doing fun shit with the homies. So keep an eye out. We are going to be trying to continue the gaming streams a little more consistently. Either like late night when I get home from work or bright and early in the morning before I go to work. So keep an eye out for those. That is it for me. And without further ado, I'm going to pass things down to the friends beneath me here that you can all see. Starting with Ryan, why don't you tell the people what you got going on at the little purple house on the giant gay hill?
Oh, you know, it's all just business as per usual. I'm doing all sorts of fun, playing a lot of random games lately because God love the RAM is ramming just perfectly. So I've been jumping back to a lot of games. It's been fun. I'll be probably playing some Peak tomorrow, I imagine. Look out for me, babies. It's fun. Come join us.
The fucking Peak. I simultaneously love and hate that game at the same time because it's so fun to play with friends, but I'm so catastrophically bad at it that it kind of hurts my soul. Next up, Dusty JTB. Dust JTB. You got anything you want to share with the people? Say hello. Don't look at me like that. You've made worse jokes.
Yeah, so a whole lot of the same shit for me. I did, however, upload 3 new one-takes to the music channels in both the Apothecary and the Purple House if you want to go check those out.
Check them out.
And hear me do vocal stuff.
Vocal stuff. We love vocal stuff here. Everyone, go check out the vocal stuff. And finally, Chris, any words of wisdom to share with the people today?
No, the wisdom comes after the session.
That's true.
Stupidity before.
Okay, what words of stupidity?
You would think that I don't feed Stuart or don't give Stuart any water at all, but he has a fountain that has been full since the day I fucking bought it, and he pisses everywhere.
Love you, Stuart.
Don't you?
Well, mostly just around the litter box. I think it's an aim issue.
Mostly in the litter box.
It's mostly a skill issue than anything else. Just can't control
I
it.
feel like sometimes he just misses. I don't know. He's orange in disguise.
So apathetic.
There's the
He's
stupidity.
like, meh, fuck it. Cool.
He's gonna clean it up one way or another.
As y'all beauties can see, unfortunately, we are minus a Greg Johnson for today. Hell's dealing with some stuff, so he will be joining us most likely next week. Keep an eye out for him there. If he does make it home in time today, from the hospital stuff, we will just probably have him just ease right into the session. So keep an eye out for that. Missing the target sounds like a boy for sure. Straight up. Straight up, straight up. Doesn't put the seat down either, little bitch. Little gray fucker. No, we did not potty train the cats yet, but it's coming.
He was potty trained when I got him. He's fine. He's just a picky fucker.
Fair. Oh, I guess one very exciting, very important announcement is here. Oh, can ASMR, love it. Here on the Twitch channel, you'll be able to catch us and a couple friends returning to our previous characters from our last campaign. Well, they'll be returning to their characters. I'll be dungeon mastering as ever. But we're gonna go save Stanislav, who is currently sitting at the bottom of, you know, an ocean. So I'm really excited for that. For anyone who hasn't caught up on the last campaign yet, it is all up on our YouTube, but it ended quite catastrophically for our lovable, albeit empty-headed paladin, who currently waits at the bottom of the ocean as a zombie. So that's exciting. That's fun. We're gonna be I'm going to be returning to the Magus Imperium for a very short stint, just a one-off session for us to kind of reunite with the old characters, have a little fun with the party, and see how that goes. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be happening probably end of September, early October. I was also just vaguely considering turning that into the Halloween game, and we all dress up as our characters. It's a little harder for Chris, because his character has big-ass horns. But we can figure something out.
Also, the one I would be playing is purple.
We'll go really light purple, just to avoid any controversy.
I'll constantly choke myself during the stream so that I'm purple.
We're gonna go for like an artificial grape color, just unmistakably violet.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Violet, you're turning violet. We'll do blue, but when it goes, like, interacts with the black light, it'll just be a glowing purple blue dude. Like some Blue Man Group shit.
We'll just do neon blue. Perfect.
I'm so down for it.
I bring you
I'll just sit there like
love.
this the whole time.
Terrifying.
I get lucky if we go that route because I just exist and I am my character.
Me too. I'm big and strong and
Not
great.
the Mega
Yes.
Imperium. Oh no. No, not the Mega
That's
Oh, you're
Imperium.
you're
Not that.
you're a blonde child, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get to see Gregory come
Oh
back.
yeah.
We're gonna
Even
see
easier.
Elsevier. I believe JTB is going to be returning to the robotic, tiny-sized boots of fully autonomous pirate, or FAP for short.
It depends.
We haven't quite figured that out yet. It's gonna be FAP or it's gonna be someone else. It's gonna be fun, is what it's gonna be. So we're gonna do some aquatic adventures because they gotta go to the bottom of the ocean. It's gonna be really fun. Keep an eye out for that. I will be posting some announcements. Yes, fully autonomous pirate. He is a tiny little warforged pirate. Or is he like a gnome? Some kind of...
He is an auto gnome.
Auto gnome, that's the one. Drink all the water, do it. Drink it. Just slurp it right up. Save Stanislav. It'll be easier to save him if he's on the beach. And it can just be a tropical vacation one-shot. Who doesn't love that? Either way, we're excited. It's been a while. We haven't got a chance to revisit the old campaign like we were kind of planning to, so we will be going back to that for just a one-off session. I'm very excited. But all that being said, I do believe that is the bulk of the announcements and everything to get through for this morning. If I forgot anything, anyone let me know. But thank y'all for coming in, Swamp. I appreciate you popping in as well. Hope you're having a good day. Let's get into the session. 2 weeks ago, when we last left off, the party ventured their way into the caverns of the Lost Temple of... fucking forgetting my own names. The Lost Temple under the ground, where they did battle with the help of a long undead pirate captain named Captain Belros. Turned on the company for the first time ever, officially taking a stance, though hopefully without a word of it ever getting back to the people you work for. In the midst of this betrayal, unfortunately, Greg Johnson did in fact lose his new protege, I guess we could call his new stepson, or some other kind of fucked up familial dynamic that was going on there that we're not going to get too deep
Stepson
into.
seems right.
Stepson feels right. Unwilling stepson seems like the best way to put that. Unfortunately, was lost in the scramble, much to the dismay of Greg Johnson. However, the party was successful, and after dealing with the company stooges brought to protect him, you turned your attention to Captain Oravan, who didn't put up much of a fight, in the sense he was fairly rapidly blown to pieces by combination of Dusty Sharpclaw's musket fire, some creative octopus conjuring by Vite-Carl, and just an overall turn of luck in your guys' favor. As the combat came to an end, Captain Belros, assuming or acquiring his vengeance finally, cut open his hand and held it to the face of Captain Oravan, spreading his disease and infection to the man who used to be his first mate before committing mutiny. And thus his vengeance was achieved. However, before you could take a moment to breathe after your victory, the ground kind of rumbled ever so slightly, and you could just ever so faintly hear the sound of cannon fire taking up across the lake, echoing through the long or the empty winter forest here and across the waters of Laravos Lake. As you decided, perhaps, on what your best course of action might be, I'm not sure where we landed on that, so y'all will have to refresh my memory. Captain Belros left the party to travel underwater to join with his forces and attack what is left of the crew of Captain Oravan, which is currently set up on the shores of Laravos Lake. So, as the captain disappears beneath the water, you see Captain Oravan just back against the statue where he was sitting, the blackened bluish blood of Captain Belros still smeared across his face, a look of abject terror settling in to the captain's eyes. He looks up, still bleeding from the wounds. What have you done? He's just sitting there. You see him bleeding through his fingers as he's attempting to hold his wounds closed.
We're kind of figuring that out as we go. For now, what we needed to.
You're a fool. Do you really think you can trust that man?
Well,
That thing, that beast from beneath the waves.
I think we can trust him about as much as we can trust any of y'all.
So you can't. Exactly my point. What you've
Well, we
decided
deal with
to
those as they come.
spit in the face of the company and think nothing will come of it. Decide with a man who was dead for a decade before resurfacing.
And from everything we've heard, the company will see this as probably a favor.
Yeah,
You're
well,
not wrong. That doesn't make you smart.
Oh, we never claimed to be smart.
I die and I am replaced with a man far more ambitious than I. You reap what you sow. And he just kind of leans back, kind of settling into his face, still looking terrified, bleeding through the fingers, the old black blood smeared across his face, kind of in his teeth at this point. You can already see small boils beginning to crop up on his face, and his skin around his eyes beginning to turn a tinge of blue, the veins starting to darken and blacken.
well,
Yes, I saw it, Kev. They're inside a cave right now. I'll get to it, I promise.
it would seem, that the seeds we're reaping were put by the company first, so what comes may come. He's gonna turn away from... Alright, well, I guess we're fighting a battle. Question is, how are we going about it?
Well,
Yes, let's move back out. into the other chamber there.
A little more private. Good idea.
Just head back out into where the murals are.
That's where you are.
As
That's
they
where
walk
the
ahead
that's where the
of-
battle
Oh, okay.
all happened. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Out next step
Um,
out is outside into the weather, whatever that may be.
Blessed.
The captain's still just like sitting there, almost looking at you pleadingly.
I let the other two walk ahead, and as walking out there too, I just kind of like stop, kind of get a little closer to him, lean down, and just. I could fix you if I wanted.
But you won't be able to fix this. What you've
I
done. Do you really think that if that beast and his army of creatures from the depths makes it out into the open ocean, that the consequences won't be as severe as anything you could reap with us? Do you really think there wasn't innocent blood on his hands before I sent him to the bottom of the sea, you damned fool?
That whole time I was just standing there back to him. And as I just start to walk a little forward, the octopuses, which are still at the door, just take me by like the waist and one by the hand as I kind of go up. And they lift me up. And I spin around and I go, but won't this way be so much more interesting? And the octopus start walking me out.
Okay,
As
as
they're
they're
lobbing me around.
sliming their way. Remember you said that when the blood of thousands is on your hands. And he just kind of leans back and puts his head down and kind of just resolves himself to whatever may come at this point. He's not really in the best condition at this point. And as you guys all make your way out of the cavern and towards the outside, you do see a fairly steady snowfall has begun to kind of just drift down from the clouds, coating the ground ever so slightly here. The wind is low. It's not what you'd call a heavy storm or anything, but there is an active snowfall happening, and you will probably have to bundle up from the cold.
It's always fucking snowing.
Always when we need it not to be, but hey.
And now the question is, whose side are we about to fight on? Do you think any of
Well,
the company even knows about what just happened? Or do you think that the two, or at least the one that was outside, just ran at the first sound of trouble?
Probably. And
I
hey,
imagine.
uh,
I imagine he ran off as soon as he heard musket fire. Whether it was good musket fire, bad musket fire.
But it could turn back around and take out another bad egg.
I think leaving him to the whims of the captain, though cruel and morally questionable, I think is the way to do this. I don't know why, but I trust the captain right now. At least in what he told us what that bastard in there did. I believe him.
True, but he's perhaps not wrong about letting this all out.
We have an inspirational quote from Calf Crow. A crow knows, and as the wind blows, they seek out a Vite-Carl to trust by Rusty's mighty best. So Vite-Carl, you get a D10 inspiration. Thinking about my titties.
Damn.
Enjoy that.
Damn.
That's for you. You earned that.
Hell yeah.
You earned
Right
those
on,
titties.
brother.
Fucking right on, brother.
Right on, brother.
Because if we could turn around, go to the company and tell them that we escaped, flip back and fight against Captain Dalros, and put all of this to a stop. It's taken out 2 bad eggs, then hasn't it?
Well, there's that, and then the fact that even if we say we escape, there's a good chance they might just kill us under the pretense of failing in our duty to protect the cap. Given the fact that his father is much higher on the totem pole in the company.
True.
Yes, and we spin it as we tried to save him, but it didn't work.
And I'll be very real with the both of you right now. Spending time with you two has been great. It's really changed my perception of things. However, they fucked with Olga. They fucked with Willow. And frankly, they've been fucking with us since the get-go. I'm starting to get tired.
We got a lot to think about with where our current setup is.
True.
The issue that I'm having is that we know what they're possibly doing in the mountains, the volcano. And from my knowledge, we know that the entire southeast of the island is closed off, presumably with some people related to gestures around to the bullshit around them. I just don't know if they would be our allies given the current circumstance.
Let's not get
And it's
ahead of ourselves, though. We still don't know what happened to Sault. And I, for one, that's the main reason I came here. I'd
That's
really
also
like
true.
to know.
Well, we have a good idea. We know the company had involvement in that.
But I'd like to figure out who personally was responsible for it. And do something about it.
Same.
So, if we can play our cards right and come out of this, looking good one way or another, then it might be a good plan.
As you guys are making your way out into the snow and kind of assessing your plan, you still hear from across the lake every, I'd say about 30 seconds to a minute or so, just a pair of twin cannon blasts going off side by side, followed by what you, Dusty in particular, recognize as volley fire from organizations of muskets, like small groupings. If you had to estimate, maybe 10, 20 people per group when they go off. That kind of just echoes over the semi-frozen lake here. And then as the conversation's going on, you hear it slow, then stop.
Interesting.
All right, well, either things went really well for our less alive companion, or things went incredibly horribly for our less alive companion.
Well, like I said earlier, I believe in them. I think their battle's tactic of overwhelming is overwhelming.
Could
So
be.
we just let them have the port and then just leave? Is that the idea then?
The issue with that is if we don't make sure every single last member of that company is gone, especially the one that ran, there is no salvaging any kind of relationship there.
So we would have to type all the loose ends.
That's true. I've still got the octopuses flanking either side of me. I just go, oh, slap either one of them, and both of their heads explode into guts and gore, and 4 giant owls fly out of each of them. As I cast Summon Animal and summon 8 giant owls. Up. And they just, and I just go, just real quiet as they're all kind of close, just, anything alive, go! People, humanoids,
8 owls, you get 2. You get 2. I knew it. I heard in your stream, you're like, I'm gonna do some annoying stuff. Conjures 8 fucking birds right off the start.
Birds.
I love it. I love it.
Birds.
No, do you? I'm not even the least bit surprised at this point. You conjure 8 hours, very gruesomely, almost face burster like. The first one just pops out the top of the octopus, and then the rest all appear and begin flying up. I guess you can kind of communicate with them. How does that work?
It would be kind of a telepathic, whispery kind of thing. And I'm just asking them to go searching circles around, outward, all of them, and trying to look for any humanoids that are alive.
Okay. They take off, fly up. Do you guys start walking? You're just going to stay here for the time being?
I look at both of them. They're going to look for anything that's alive and kicking. Shall we go looking as well?
Well,
Yes, we should probably make our way over.
can they differentiate between the undead alive and kicking and the actual alive and kicking?
Let's find out. Whoop, up.
Okay. So your owls take off. They fly for about 5 minutes as you guys are making your way along the southern end of the lake, kind of wrapping around to the northeastern side, where you know Captain Oravan stationed his men and whatever reinforcements he sent from Fort Mismere. You're bald.
Yeah, baby.
Same. We have the same haircut now.
I
Topo
know.
Chico.
I've
Topo
actually had it for
Chico.
like 2 weeks, but you haven't seen me in a while.
Everyone, welcome in Hell's Corp. We're so happy
Hi, Halsey.
you could join us. We were kind of worried
Hello.
as Greg kind of saunters out of the room. Just comes running out of the tunnel. They haven't even left where you guys like just murdered everybody yet. Like Greg Jr. Are you holding Greg
I'm
Jr.?
still holding, of course.
Okay. Comes running out of the tunnel with Greg Jr. just slung over his shoulders, just actively bleeding down the back of his shirt.
Is the pirate captain there?
No,
Still?
he left at the end. So what's happened since you, before you got here? The captain left to go join with his men beneath the waters of Laravos Lake. The party had a very brief discussion with, nice, your green screen's kind of fucking with the Topo Chico, but that's
Taking
okay.
away my Topo Chico!
It's
Why?
fine. You're fine. Captain left. They had a brief conversation with the other, like the betrayer captain, the guys you went there to betray in the first place. And despite his pleas, seemed mostly just to mock him and then leave. So you guys are just kind of, or they were chatting outside the entrance to the temple where you guys were fighting down here, as you just run out with Greg Jr. on your shoulders. While that's happening at the same time as Greg Johnson reappears with Greg Johnson Jr. On his shoulders, your owls return and just kind of flock all around, like wings just flapping kind of in a mess and jumble as all this chaos passes on at once. So what kind of communication is there? Just like you communicate or telepathically communicate with them? Just so I know
think
for
it's-
my sake.
It would be mostly me talking to them, not being able to understand what they say. So it would be a lot of, okay, just point with your beak. Yes, point with your beak wherever they're looking. Just charades, everybody.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Thank you, God.
Roll me a
Okay.
Topo Chico.
Can I give
check.
him guidance?
Sure.
Whoop.
As you, as
and
the
it's
chaos
disadvantage.
unfolds around
fuck
you,
me.
of Greg Johnson returning to the party and all of the owls coming back at once with a
They
nat
peck your eyes
1.
out.
They are
D4.
pointing in that area of the lake, but you are not able to interpret anything other than beyond that way, that way,
Fuck.
that way, that way, over and over and
2,
over
3,
again.
5, a 9. With everything added.
Okay, a total of 9. Yeah, they just appear to all be gesturing the same direction, which is the northwest or northeast of Laravos Lake. There's Hooters.
What are they saying?
Northwest, they're saying. That way.
And you see all
way
the
that-
birds in unison because he
Yeah.
told them to point their beaks,
I mean,
all just
yes,
basically
you can-
nodding towards the fucking
in
direction.
unison.
Yeah.
Did they give you any other information, or
Now that they're over there, what did, then
got
I'll
it?
make use of them.
Uh,
All right, well,
immediately he's
quiet
gonna
on our
touch
way.
his throat and in Draconic, he's gonna mutter something, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. I'm just gonna look up to the owls. What is to the northwest?
Men. Men. Lots of men. Bloody men.
You don't
Wounded
say.
men. Fighting men.
With guns?
Oh.
Or
Many guns. Many guns.
well, it seems like the company is injured but alive.
Men.
Man.
Many men, many men,
Many men, many
men,
Yummy.
many men.
Let's go see them men. Maybe we can offer them a Topo Chico.
Okay. So you do seem to ascertain, to the best of your knowledge, that the company, while wounded somewhat grievously at this point, appears to have held their ground against the first onslaught. As you guys continue your way through the forest, you do eventually come to the edge of a clearing that kind of lines up with the edge of the lake. To your left, the frozen waters of Laravos Lake, and the ice kind of stretching out for about 100 meters or so before the open waters of the lake start kind of lapping up against the edges of them, not yet entirely frozen over. And you see kind of ahead of you in a clearing, on top of a small rise, a group of men gather around what appears to be two cannons, both pointed towards the lake, all wearing what appear to be a kind of white coat with a blue and silver trim, all manning the cannons. Behind them, with his arms crossed behind his back, kind of talking to two other men, you see a gentleman wearing a similar blue coat to what Captain Orvan was wearing when you left him to die in the space, but much younger looking. Even compared to Captain Orvan, who is quite young looking himself. This man appears to be quite young, but seems to be in charge of the men. You see another group in what appear to be like a reddish coat with blue and silver pauldrons and decorations on them, kind of protecting the ways up to this small rise, acting as a bit of a guard. And then you see about 60, I believe it was. Do my count again. Yeah, so about 20 men per group or so, all lined up into 3 different groups. They're all kind of sitting against the side. Some are cleaning their weapons, some are nursing what appear to be fresh wounds, and before them you see a spread of just bodies, both blue-skinned, those infected with the disease, and some wearing the kind of traditional blue and silver uniforms of the T.T.C military here. Though a lot of them do appear to be naval soldiers. They appear to be wearing more naval attire. They are currently acting as an infantry. And you see 3 small, I wouldn't even say divisions, maybe brigades would be a more appropriate word for them, kind of spread out, creating a semi-line, guarding this hilltop, and all with their eyes just looking upon the lake. And you can see it appears as if there was some kind of attack, some kind of initial onslaught. Though eventually they were able to either beat back the forces of the dead, or something gave the order to pull back for the time being. You do know that Captain Belros was on the way. But as it stands, things are kind of hectically running around up top. People are, like I said, nursing wounds. Some people are beginning to move ammo and stuff for the cannons back closer to them, trying to assemble for whatever might come next. You guys are currently in the shelter of the trees, and the snowstorm kind of blocking their vision. But any further, you'll actively be within visual range of this camp. You do see a large camp kind of spreading out behind that rise as well. It looks like they've camped here for quite some time.
All right, last call. We triple crossing, or we ending the company
Seamen,
here?
Hell's Corp. A camp full of seamen. You happy now? You fucking child.
My last
Get me
thought
in the
is-
camp
It's a Topo
now.
Chico. It's in me, bro. It's
Okay.
God
flowing
damn it.
through me.
My last thought
I'm
is
just
that
thinking about men now.
we don't want the captain to out us, and if we triple cross him, then he definitely would.
So, all those people up there, they're gestures at his neck.
I think so.
Oh shit. As soon as this is over, we need to go. We need to beeline it for our home.
Yep.
Yeah. People there that need to get out, and things that need to be ended.
Yes. Without explosions, hopefully.
Captain Cream Pie sent me, bro. What the
Damn.
fuck is that?
Enter me, Captain.
Well, this is what happens when you put us in a camp full of men.
Truth.
This is serious, guys.
Well,
Right.
I think we've just about made
When has
our
Greg
bed.
ever been serious?
It's time for us to lay in it. Boys, spread out and create distractionary fire. And I want the owls to kind of circle out in the underneath the kind of the trees, kind of staying low, and just move in like a flying V.
Roll
towards
me.
the camp.
Okay.
We need to wait until the others attack, though. Can't do
Nope.
this alone, for sure. There's way too many.
It's
of them.
too late now. He gave the command.
It's fine. This is good. Hopefully it works
Okay,
out. And
so your owls kind of
will
go-
survive.
Through the trees and then just fly out into the clearing. Am I understanding that correctly?
And one at a time, they're gonna go just 8 owls just kind of coming out of the trees, flying towards them,
Hide.
listing. And once any of them get there, they're gonna start dive bombing. They have flybys, so
Okay.
even if they try
So
to swing at
as-
them, they can't.
As the owls just burst out of the treetops one by one by one, every single soldier who is currently sitting on that beach sees movement coming out of the trees and all turn their weapons at once and fire.
Oh yeah.
Like they were very much on guard and prepared for something to attack them, and you just sent
This is
8
fine.
owls out of giant owls, mind you.
Yeah,
Most of your owls are going to take the fire.
I'm gonna roll 1
Exactly.
for the whole brigade. Each brigade, a 19,
Yeah.
a natural 20,
Ooh.
a 13.
Oh.
What's the AC of your owls?
12.
Roll me a D8.
Up, 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 up,
He
up.
crits on an 8.
Okay. 2.
Okay, as your owls take flight and all of these men turn at once, about 60 rounds of musket fire all just begin firing out at all times. 2 of your owls survive as the rest are just blown into paste and shredded apart by a hail of gunfire. It tears into the trees. You guys have debris from the trees start falling down on your party as everyone has turned their weapons towards you. You hear a voice shout out, "Now did I say fucking fire? Reload now!" As they're turning and begin scrambling to reload, you see out of the waters of Laravos Lake, seizing the opportunity, well, for lack of a better term, an army of undead begin just appearing from under the waters, climbing out onto the ice and running on to the beach. It seems someone was watching and having expended all the ammo to defend themselves with. Captain Belrose is taking his opportunity straight up.
Dusty's
okay.
gonna
We-
look around.
Okay.
All right, well, time to get behind him, I suppose. And he's gonna cast Pass Without Trace again.
Okay.
What question for you,
Yeah, what's up?
Rusty?
Mhm.
And it's fine if we don't, but do we have like a map for this? Because my brain
Yes, you
is
do.
so
I'm
fucked up, I can't
Pulling
actually
that out
picture it.
now. Dude.
Gotta pull
Usually
it out.
I can, but my brain is just not working right now. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Dear God.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you. That's crazy.
That's what you guys see. Those guys would probably be a little further back than that, but if I drag them further back, I have to like pull them off the edge of the map. So you guys would be off in the forest to the right, a little further off map. But that is what you see. You see 3 battle lines all lined up, trying to frantically reload their weapon as hordes of undead start just making their way out of the waters of Laravos Lake and beelining it up this small embankment towards where this fortified position is. You do notice the soldiers in the red and blue silver coats did not fire at your owls. They seem to be much more disciplined and only now raise their weapons and prepare to fire at the start of this combat. However, I have rolled initiative for all of them. I'm going to roll one for Captain Orvon. If y'all want to drag your minis just onto, I'd say you're probably up here in the top right somewhere. Somewhere on there. Then click them and roll your initiative, please.
I hid as soon as the owls went out of the
Roll me a stealth check.
trees.
You also
I already
have
did.
a
It was
plus 10.
24.
You have a plus 10 because Dusty also cast Pass Without a Trace.
Can I
Okay, so
also
it's a
roll
34.
stealth?
Yes, everyone roll stealth, unless Fight Carl if you're not stealthing. Captain Belros gets a 15, not too bad. And then I'm just going to make this one random undead guy act as the initiative for the entire board.
Why are there so many damn actions?
Okay, is that
Nice
everybody?
Natural 2019.
Nice, that is everyone. Okay. So starting off is actually the Rifle Brigade in the center there who rolled highest of anybody, and they're going to spend their turn just frantically reloading their weapons. Dusty, you immediately note before anything else that these guys appear to be fairly raw recruits. They are kind of struggling with the reloading process, and you gather that they are not capable of shooting and reloading in the same level of speed that you might be, or a more experienced soldier. Like, these guys seem pretty raw. Some of them are fumbling with the ramrods, dropping them into the snow and trying to pick them up. It's a bit of a rough showing. So they're going to spend their whole turn reloading, but hold their position. You do see, kind of at the head of them, an officer wearing slightly nicer clothing, but very similar in color, with just a kind of a line of stripes on the arm, depicting a sergeant of some kind who seems to be commanding this small brigade, is basically directing, giving orders to reload. And you can see that they're kind of sheltered up behind some guys. But next up we have Xechas. What are you doing?
Okay.
This just started. Like, let's just pop the fuck off.
This
Alright,
is
you
a
guys are up
fucking
there.
full-scale battle. This is not my wheelhouse. So I have other plans. So they have their camp set up behind them, right?
Yes, it appears the camp kind of stretches out into the woods, even further than the map will allow.
Can I see... I'm gonna move up to here. It means 25 feet of movement.
Okay.
And can I see... I'm just gonna hide behind the tree. Can I see anywhere that looks like supplies of theirs within the camp?
If you had to guess, it would probably be in these covered wagons. Or stacked
Okay,
up
is there
near
anybody-
the cannons and everything, but you would gather it's mostly in the wagons.
Is anybody around them?
It appears like the attention has very firmly been drawn to the front. Even some of the riflemen who are guarding the kind of entrances, quote unquote, to the small rise where they put their cannons appear to all be focused on the front now.
Okay. I'm
With your
going
stealth check
to
being
cast...
so high, there's not really anyone gonna notice you.
I'm gonna cast Longstrider on myself
Okay. Easily done.
for my action. So I have another 20 feet of movement. And I'm gonna try and get as close as I can to this cart here.
Okay.
Because I want to see what's inside. Let me see how far 20 feet can get me.
You would lose your
I can't
cover.
bonus action
Currently, you're
dash.
covered by that tree.
Yeah. I will stay here for my turn.
Okay, sounds good.
That'll do. Just from a glance, can I see any explosives in there? Like a powder barrel or something?
Sure, I'll say roll my perception check, just as an
Okay.
we'll say bonus action to do the check. You can
Natural 19, nice.
You gather a lot of the powder has been brought up to the cannons to be used, but they are keeping the excess dry in here. So it looks like there's at least one barrel of black powder stored in there. You can gather
Fucking
there's probably
beautiful.
some in the other one too.
Okay, sweet. That's my turn.
Okay. Next up is the captain, who at this point, it seems they do have the cannons reloaded. He's just going to step forward, hands still behind his back. He seems quite composed for someone who's currently facing a horde of zombies and looks probably no older than maybe 20, 22. Somewhere around that range. He steps forward. Fire! Both the cannons go off, and you see spreading across the field just clouds of snow and debris and dust kicking up as the front line of zombies are all just knocked back by the spread shot that they loaded into the cannons, almost like a giant shotgun blast or blunderbuss going off. It kind of just spreads in a wave across the battlefield and takes out, I'm going to say, about that many dudes. Okay, next up is the Horde.
Don't worry, guys. These millennials don't know how to fight.
That's hilarious.
My Topo Chico.
Not your Topo Chico.
It's okay. It was just a cap.
Valid. Yep. Undo. As those ones are taken out, immediately more take their places. They just begin filing more and more out of the water in one unorganized mass. You see Captain Orvan kind of hovering near the middle, not even moving at the same speed as his men, just slowly and menacingly marching forward up the shoreline towards the encampment. I want everyone to roll me an insight check. Or at least everyone who can kind of have a little bit of vision on them. So that would be most of you. We'll say at disadvantage.
I don't think me.
Yeah, you're probably... And you're also looking in the thing, so...
Yeah, I'm busy.
I got double 13s. That's actually crazy.
That is actually crazy.
3.
Nat 20 and a 2. That's unfortunate.
Is that nat 20? Oh, damn.
Tragic.
So, as you guys are kind of looking, you just see what appears to be a man who, or at least an undead man, who is enjoying the moment, and that's really all you get out of it. There's a small smile creaked across his face. You notice he's not wearing his face covering. The hole that's just rotted in his cheek is revealing teeth, and it's kind of curled up into a smile. It's quite off-putting to see, but he just kind of slowly and menacingly continues his way as his horde advances. That will be their turn. Next up, Dusty.
Alright, so Natural Explorer says I can move and maintain stealth at full speed while I'm alone. So if I'm going off on my own to do something, does that apply?
Yeah, I mean, if you split from the group, yeah.
Perfect.
Question on that.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we lose...
Pass
Without trace is
I'll say-
concentration, as long as I maintain con.
Yeah, you were around
it
him
was like
when
he had to be around you.
No, yeah, just when he casts it, and it will carry on
Okay,
as long as he maintains concentration.
Sorry, I was just curious. Ugh.
Which would be 30 feet.
30 feet, full speed, baby!
However, I'm gonna, because I already hit, I'm gonna dash while hiding
Okay.
up to here.
I didn't
Real
see you
quick
for a
lap.
second there. Now I see you. Yeah, you're in the tree. Easily done.
From here, can I see anything that Xechas was looking for, like powder keg barrels, things like that?
It would be a check to see what you see, but feel free.
Yeah. 25.
Yes, you see a powder barrel
Accepted his fuck boy.
stored in this covered wagon visible. You do see kind of near these piles of cannonballs, there's also some powder stored far enough away from the cannons for it not to be a hazard, but close enough it's in within reach when needed. That's about it. You do make out just this constant wave after wave of fire beginning to kind of prepare as the muskets line up. You hear everyone kind of preparing their shots for next round. The very trademark sound of a flintlock moving into place.
Can Xechas see me from here? I imagine.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna make an exploding like motion. I'm gonna point at the wagon that I saw it in, and then I'm gonna point up to the cannon to point him out to him.
Okay.
He just gives you the big double thumbs up.
With that perception, does it seem like everybody's out of these tents right now?
As far as you can tell, every able-bodied man is currently on the field. There are some tents with their flaps closed, so you're not sure. You do recognize this tent over here in the middle. does appear to be a doctor's tent of some kind. As there's like actively stretchers kind of piled and ready outside of it. You see men kind of like they were the ones they were unable to save kind of laid out in front of the tent, semi wrapped up.
With Phalan agility to double my movement speed, I just want to get behind this tent.
Sure, yeah, easily
As I'm
done.
creeping like a fucking cat out of hell, I guess.
Just very quickly, nimbly making your way across the battlefield. Is
And
that your
that's
turn?
it for me right now. Yep.
Okay. Next up, they still all have to reload. Like they're spending that whole turn reloading. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, the owls were not necessarily as beneficial as you'd hoped. They did actually serve an important purpose in the long run. Vite Carl, your owls are still kind of in the air, about to wreak whatever chaos they're capable of, but there is only 2 left. What are you doing?
Would you say they're like right about in front of the lining of fire?
I would say they would have jumped out, everyone would have turned, and then like they would have made it. What's their movement speed?
60 feet.
They've made it 60 feet from where you currently are, wherever they want to
Above
be.
it.
Do we have owls? Do I have bird minis for you?
Up. I might have edited it really quick. Oh, that's funny. They work.
I'm cool with that.
They're all
Yeah.
squished. I edited it real quick.
How
There
big
we
are they?
go.
Large or small? Medium.
Large.
Perfect. Yeah, that worked. Fuck yeah, brother.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
Right on,
40,
brother.
50. So
I
right
think you
about
look good with
here.
short hair, Hells. It's good look.
Thank you.
Agreed.
I'm
Love
not a
it.
big fan of it, but I appreciate you.
Takes a little
Look
getting
up.
used to, but you'll get there.
What about feel the wind on your scalp?
It was just so
Feel
fucking
the
hot
wind
down
on
here, bro.
your scalp. No one else can.
You're- Your head will Velcro to your headrest in your car now.
Yeah, that does happen. Yeah.
Oh, well, mine is like fake leather, so
Oh,
it's all
okay.
good.
So it won't.
All right, so they're about there.
It's a shitty truck.
Ryan, what are you doing with them? What's the plan?
Well, I'm gonna go
I
ahead
just
and
saw the
name
answer.
myself. Whoop, girl, right about.
Yeah, and like that 60 feet they moved would have been before this round started as part of them like flying out of the trees and getting blasted into a million pieces. So they'll
Oh,
still
so
have
they'll be
their
able to
full
move
movement.
again.
Yep, they have their full movement this
God
turn.
love.
That's the
As I'm
exchange for
about
them
there.
getting destroyed by musket fire.
They got busted.
Yeah, but now you have
Hey.
3 brigades who all need to reload. That worked out really good in the long run. Like that was very
I was really
helpful.
hoping some zombies were waiting for something to happen. And as I get to about there, I don't think. No shit. I'm gonna shout up to the birds, and all I'm gonna say is "Burn, burn, baby!" And that's gonna be the command for the owls to go and pick up. Whoop.
Me.
Bring Greg. Whoop up. That one and that one. I want them to go down to those tents and with their creepy little talons, just snag right at the top part in the middle and just start to lift just
Try
the
and pull them out?
Yeah, get the the fabric.
Okay,
Like,
so I
try and
need
just take the fabric.
a strength check from both of them as the tents have been tied down and
Well,
pegged to the earth. That is quite frozen. 13's enough. Should one is
Only you
not.
had grabbed
Okay,
it.
so the first one, which will say that fucker, flies in and grabs it and fairly easily tears the fabric from the ropes holding it in place and kind of tears the corner. The other one kind of grabs it, gets stuck. He's like, ah! Ah! And just starts pulling on it while flapping just as quickly and as strong as it can. Unfortunately, not able to separate the fabric from the tent, but the first one is.
and he's just gonna keep on pulling the one that didn't. But and the other one, he doesn't have any movement left. But he is gonna start moving towards the fire, the campfire in the middle there.
That one.
Yeah, that
Perfect.
little one right there. He's gonna start heading towards there, and he's gonna just drop it in once he gets there. And whoop up. Oh, should I?
What you doing?
Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and start running in there. So I'm gonna use my action to dash. Whoop, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Whoop, right there. And I'm just moving towards. And that's gonna be me.
Okay. This is passive. What was your stealth checking? He's not going to see you anyway. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it was a 4, baby.
With a +10, though, so 14. And unfortunately,
Okay,
his
good. Thank you,
passive perception
Dusty.
is not high enough to see that. Unfucking fortunate. So, they still seem completely unaware of all your presence at this point. There are some people who are still noticing the owls doing whatever it is they're doing, and there is utter confusion happening there. But they seem very preoccupied with the fucking, the people, the undead swarming in front of them. Is that your turn?
That is all me, baby.
Okay. 3rd Brigade is going to spend their turn reloading as well, hoping they can get some rounds off before the undead make it to them. You see them just frantically trying to reload their weapons as quickly as they possibly can. Some of them managing to do so, some of them struggling at the same time. But that will be their turn. Next up is going to be Captain Belros, who is going to just walk 20 feet, not even his full movement. And he's just going to raise a flintlock pistol, point it straight ahead, and take one shot, and just fire at whoever in front of him happens to be there.
Wow, that was a good hit.
As you can very intimidatingly just makes his way up the beach, draws a flintlock pistol. You see him take aim and just fire at the line of soldiers, and there is just no resulting crack of that pistol going off. There's just a single lonely click. You hear he just throws the gun, doesn't even bother to try and jamming it. That will be his turn, however. Greg Johnson, you're up.
It explodes in his hand. Well,
That was a
my
full
plan-
misfire. Like, that's broken unless he spends time, like, in action fixing it at that point. That's rough.
That's sick nasty.
Yeah.
My plan was to jump on the eagles. I mean, the fucking owls, but they're too far away now. So,
To Gondor.
Fly, you fools!
Not one.
fly, you fools.
Fuck.
So I do have 40 run.
You do.
40 run.
All the way up there. You have 41 speed. Is
41 now. Wow.
Oh,
Love that. So I assume this is like a cliff like this.
yes,
here.
that's like about, probably, I'd say about 6 feet off the ground. It's not very high, but it was high enough they could put the cannons on it and fire their men over their men safely.
Sure. But I could go up this little like
Oh
opening
yeah,
here.
yeah.
right?
That's literally
Okay.
like a small little connection to the ground below.
Feels like stupid of them to have not barricaded that, but I will fucking take off full speed. Greg Jr. slumped around my shoulders.
Roll me an
Kinda tied
athletics
like a
check
cape.
to maintain your full speed while carrying the weight of an entire dead human being.
Absolutely. 25.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good. It doesn't
He's tied around
don't slow
his
you down
arms.
at all.
I kind of like
Mhm.
broken them as we came over and tied them in like a cape around my neck. I'll get you help, Greg Jr. And then he fucking just takes off full speed and tries to get to here.
Yep, easily done.
And I think at this point, now you can tell me if it's out of character for Greg to know this or not. Do I know whether the captain thinks we are enemies yet? Or is it still kind of up in the air?
You guys have no idea at this point, honestly.
Okay, so that insight didn't tell us anything about that.
No, unfortunately.
That's a shame. All right. Well, I think Greg's just gonna risk it
Hmm.
for the biscuit, and he's going to kind of like turn Greg Jr. around in his arms a little bit and be
Mhm.
like, "Help! He needs help!" as he runs up, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check with advantage because you're holding a dead guy in company uniform.
Okie doke. With advantage, I'll just roll twice. Ooh, not great. Please be better. Please be better. Still
Okay.
not great.
A 12 is decent, though. As you kind of make your way up and just screaming for help, holding the dead body of Greg Jr., his arms now broken and just limply flopping at the side like some Harry Potter and shit when he's got his bones all taken out. Like, it's really disturbing to see. He's like, you run up, screaming for help. You see the man in the impressive uniform and the nice officer's dress turn towards you, hand already on a flintlock pistol ready to draw as he sees you, but he sees the body in your hands. Where the fuck did you come from? Take him to the medical tent. It's back there. We're busy. Take him there. Come right back.
Aye.
And he turns
Thank you for your service.
to continue focusing on the battle. I hate you so much. At that point, with your turn ending, good persuasion check at least. With your turn ending, it's moving on to what appear to be the more elite, the better trained soldiers, as they all raise their weapons and fire a volley towards the horde of undead. Dusty, something that strikes you. When these weapons go off, they do sound marginally different than the one you use. They sound kind of a little higher, perhaps a little less firepower, but just have a little bit of a higher sound to them as they go off. Just this kind of high crack, just a little bit more so than the usual musket. But you see a wave of fire kind of just erupt from the end of their musket, or their, I guess, black powder rifles. You see smoke kind of filling the air, and with a 19, that's definitely going to be a hit. You see the front four of the unit just all go down under a wave of fire, and it seems like, for the most part, this was how they managed to hold the line, was just repeated volley fire as best they can. That will be their turn. They're just holding the ground, making sure nothing gets up there. Next round, start of the round. These guys have actually finished reloading, so that's good. As they all take aim, you hear, "Ready! Aim! Fire!" And again, resulting, not so good. As the whole unit raises their muskets and fires as part of a volley. You do see a couple go down overall, but on average, it seems like they were not able to accomplish all that much with their volley. Out of 20 shots, it seems like only 1 or 2 actually hit their mark. Xechas, you're up.
Okay, so I've seen what Dusty is seeing, and we have the exact same plan. So I am going to stay where I am and stay hidden, and hold a lightning launcher shot for whenever he decides to throw an explosive at them, and I'm going to aim for the explosive.
Okay. Fair.
And that's it.
So what exactly are you guys trying to blow up? I kind of missed it.
I have no idea. We just had a blowing
there
up signal.
Powder keg barrels that we spotted, and we're trying to put them in a position to take out a good chunk of shit
like
up here, probably.
In the tents?
There's one back here, and then there was one up by
Yeah,
the
I
cannon.
need to put that on there. One second.
Gotcha.
Hi, Chowder, little box cat. Little kitty in a box.
Fox cat.
And just
I'm a kitty in a box, baby.
make life a little easier. There's one barrel there, and there was one barrel up there. There you go. Boom. On Dunsk.
Unfortunately, Greg did not see that signal.
No, you did not. You were completely focused on Greg Jr. being tied around your face. So we're readying a lightning launcher. That's your turn. No movement, nothing?
No, I have the range, so we're good.
Okay. The officer in charge, still kind of taken aback by Greg Johnson, kind of just looks over his shoulder while he's still engaged with you, Greg, and just looks to the men working the cannon and say, "Reload! Quick! We only get 1 or 2 more shots." And that will be his turn at this point. He's kind of just commanding his men, taking a lead and assessing the battlefield. And you see the cannoneers start to begin reloading as quickly as they possibly can. You gather it's going to take them a good chunk of time before they're able to fire another round. You see one of the men kind of grab what looks like a burlap sack with a bunch of just bumps in it, and you gather that's what they're firing here to kind of create that spread shot effect. Next up, we're going to have the Horde. The Horde. Okay, I need the entire Horde. Minus the captain. he doesn't really act as part of them. There we go.
With a horde.
No. Okay, the captain is holding his position, and the ones who passed are obviously just closing in on. So let me fix it. There's a lot of fucking dudes on this map. Shit.
Yeah, watching the fucking stream and seeing all those arrows just was insane.
Very stimulating. So, as the horde actually begins to land and make contact with the company forces, you see them just immediately begin slashing into them with whatever rusted and barnacle-encrusted weapons they have, long swords and cutlasses alike. However, not all that effective in doing so. Only a couple managed to fall under the onslaught. They do not manage to do all that much damage as they step forward, just wildly swinging these blades in undead fury. They're being blocked by muskets. You see panic looked on raw recruits' faces as they desperately try to swat away whatever's coming for them. You see two go down under one of the swings, but for the most part, they are managing to hold their ground as a unit. That being said, Dusty, you're up.
All right. First things first, I want to open the flap on my bag.
Yep.
Ooh.
I want to, in Draconic, tell Violet to let Vite Carl know that those barrels need to be pushed towards the people. Now, this is, obviously, I gotta talk. This is on you. Amethyst dragons are telepathic, typically. And she has been talking in my mind. Is she able to do that?
She can communicate with you telepathically. I don't think she's able to do that yet with other people.
Okay. She's not old enough for that. Got
We haven't.
She also
locked
only
that
speaks
power.
Draconic, right?
Not technically. She can speak common.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She just
didn't
doesn't
know that.
usually. She knows the languages I know.
Sick.
That we have never once gone into that. She just speaks Draconic.
Yeah,
of
she's just
spite.
been speaking
Yeah, I
Draconic.
genuinely
It's her
just thought
native
she only knew Draconic, to be honest.
That's because he only
Oh,
talks to
no.
her Draconic at this point.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
that's
just funny.
I can dash again. Get to here behind this tent. No one's looking in my direction, correct?
No. At this point, their intention appears entirely drawn onto the onslaught before them.
60 feet to there. I'm gonna sit at the bottom of this ramp for now.
Okay.
Just kind of crouch down.
Sure. You said you're sending Violet over to Vite Carl. Do you want to put the mini on?
No. If she can't communicate telepathically, he was just opening the flap.
Yeah, she
to see
hasn't
if
quite
could
got the hangs of that
try to
yet.
talk to him.
Oh,
Uh,
I made a mistake.
I can't do
Otherwise,
that
I
yet.
can't do that.
What mistake, Greg?
I meant to go into rage in my last turn, but I don't know if I had said that. I
You
don't think I did.
definitely did not, and you're
never
communicating
mind then.
in language, which is not easy to do while raging. So I would say no.
That's fair. Well, see, my idea was that I was screaming that he needs help, and I thought that was...
Zehas, you have disadvantage.
Yeah, no,
Thanks,
but-
babe. I love you.
That is it for me this turn. That's all I can do.
Okay. So with that, we move on to one of the brigades. Currently, this one. They are collectively just going to raise their arms and fire as best they can, trying to take out the ones near them. Where is...
No, you're not. Don't lie.
I'll say at disadvantage because they're being harried currently. Still not enough. A couple kind of drop dead in the background. You hear another crack of gunfire as all the muskets fire in unison, though less than you had heard previously, as part of the group is currently engaged in melee combat, trying to bat off the advances of the undead who have managed to swarm up to them. Unfortunately, Not enough damage to do much. Vitekarl, you're up. At this point, the battlefield is just erupting with gunfire. The cannons going off, the musket fire going off in volleys is just ringing in your ears at this point. This is thunderously loud. You can barely see through the smoke and just ash and everything. It is a palpable environment. What are you doing?
Oh my, how exciting! I'm gonna go ahead and this guy who had gotten the tent out is going to move up right to there. So he's going to move there and just kind of hover for a second.
Okay.
Let it get a little bit toasty, all that fabric. And then once he gets it all nice and fiery, he's gonna start spreading his fiery seed as far as it'll go. I'd like to go over these two tents and just kind of slowly just flapping as he goes, letting it all get oxygen.
So in adding with the smoke and sulfurous smell coming from these muskets going off that is filling the air, you fly your owl over to the fire, creating a blaze of this tent fabric below, and then begin moving it over to the other tents, trying to catch them all one by one. It is currently snowing and the tents are wet, so it's a little longer. So I'm going to say roll me a percentile. Actually, you know what? We'll do a D4. Do a D4. And I also need a strength check from the owl who was able or was not able to pull the tent off.
Yes, of course. Up. Let's go, owl. Hey!
Natural 20. Pulls it off with
bitch.
no sweat. Just like rips it from the moorings and pulls it towards the flame as well, kind of following the example of the other giant owl. He does manage to catch 3 tents on fire. Just by kind of positioning himself between them. So we'll say... Actually, I can probably... Fire!
So much fire.
I'm gonna load fire. Thank you.
Load fire.
I know I have fire.
Fire loading.
Where?
Incoming flame. Whoop.
Copy.
Nice.
Paste.
Amazing.
Copy.
Anyway, here's Fireball.
Paste.
Fire owl
Let's
ball.
move that to back. There you go. That's where your owl currently is, as 3 of the tents just burst into flame. I'll say that one is able to get over to here and start lighting it up this turn, but that will be it for him. What are you, Vitekarl, doing while all that is going on?
Vitekarl.
What's the
She's
quote?
gonna
Crow.
go ahead.
The crow flies towards the funny man Greg with no need to be nervous and salutes him and says, "Thank you for your service." You get a D10 inspiration, Greg.
Fabulous.
Beautiful.
Thank you for your service. You
All right,
fuckers.
so Rusty, I've got just but one choice. I'm going to run behind Ish, that little wagon, and then
Yes,
I'm going to
Ryan's D20 rolls are secret. They're being whispered to me for some
God.
reason, by the way.
Are they really?
Yes, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I can see it. It's
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
it's a
stream too. So
GM.
yeah,
That's
I don't-
fine. I just was.
That's all good.
Secret.
That's all. That's why I asked it in chat. I was trying not to break away too much.
Vitekarl, what are you doing?
To everyone but Hells, actually. Yeah, I'm so against the Topo Chico. I'm so against it. I run
Not
there
my
and
man.
then I just kind of like skirt. I'm on one knee and I just kind of, let's fucking try. I just start rubbing my fingers, looking at the guy, thinking, colder, 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 colder. I'm gonna frostbite that guy right here.
The commander?
Yeah.
Okay, what does he have to roll?
Let's see, which one is that there? That's frostbite. Oh, it's Con 12.
Okay, I'm using Captain Belrose sheet just because they have the same stats and abilities. Didn't feel like changing
Hey!
it. He fails. He rolls
Well,
shit.
No,
Oh,
no icy.
That's a
Icy
really
mentioned.
good roll.
I see
So
mentioned.
10 ice. You got 10 cold damage as it just kind of starts to get around his chest, mostly. All the exposed skin, just like.
Rough, dude. That should be Captain
That's me.
Orban's sheet. I'm using my bad. You notice as he's standing there giving orders, commanding, kind of dealing with Greg. You step out, and I will say that breaks your stealth at that point. But he feels this biting cold spread throughout and over his chest. You all watch as like the uniform that has been kind of tipped with snow a little on the pauldrons and everything kind of freezes over into this kind of just growth of ice that snaps off and breaks as he kind of flexes and moves a little bit, lingering on the edges of the jacket, and he turns back and looks towards you. Traitors! Behind us, lads! And he's going to start giving orders to these gentlemen in red, kind of ordering them to go and address the problem behind. It is not their turn, however. And he's going to kind of not really be able to do anything now. But he goes to draw the pistol on the next turn, you gather. That will be it for you, Vicarl.
C'est bon, c'est bon.
Does
he's turning around watching you now.
Does it seem to me like I'm the target of this as well, or
you
was my
gather
persuasion
that he now
enough?
understands they are being approached and attacked from behind. Whether or not he has included you in that, you're not sure. You are carrying a dead soldier, so that kind of gave you a little bit of an advantage when convincing him, though he is growing suspicious at this point. But his attention does seem to be mostly on Vicarl. Next up is the other brigade, who is going to go ahead and just fire a volley. Okay, those ones are going to hit. And they actually managed to do a sizable number. So you see, just as another wave of volley fire just erupts from the group on the left here, or on the right of our screen here, you see a wave of zombies just all fall beneath the gunfire as it begins ripping through the horde that is rapidly coming towards them, and they're kind of holding that edge at bay long enough, hoping to maybe overcome that group. However, the good captain is up after that. And he's going to advance just right into the group and immediately begin... where's Captain? There we go. He's just going to pull out his cutlass and immediately start taking sword attacks into the group, just aiming ferociously. For anyone who can see, the smile at this point is gone. Captain Belros has just gritted teeth, a look of pure rage on his rotting blue face as he slashes out with his rusted captain's sword toward whatever man happens to be in front of him, rolling very well off the bat and killing 2 raw recruits very quickly with 2 swings. 1, 2, gone.
Not 2 of the raw men.
Yeah, the raw men. The group kind of begins recoiling a bit in fear of that individual. He also has his rifle visage. So I'm gonna roll. I don't really want to roll. How many guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot. So I'm just gonna roll for the entire brigade and see if they manage to maintain their composure. That is a wisdom save. They do not. So you see the middle flank kind of beginning to break as Captain Belros approaches them and just begins slashing and cutting them down. You see people kind of already beginning to lower their muskets that they've already loaded and recoiling ever so slightly, and you gather that perhaps that center column is probably going to break and run fairly soon. Rolling a doobie right now? Hell yeah, we're going to get high on the break, which is coming up. We're just waiting for something big and cool to happen. I have an idea what that might be. Next
ain't
up.
No we getting high. I'm straight edge.
Yeah, you are. Greg Johnson, speaking of straight edge,
drink now.
you're up.
Let's
You
go.
can drink now.
Sorry.
Let's go. Shout out drinking.
Shout out beer.
Greg, what are you
Okay,
doing? The captain at this point,
I
hand on
am-
his gun. I guess I should say lieutenant. He's not a captain, but milk mentioned. Ooh.
Cool. I can get right up to him.
You can.
Which I will do. And so he's gonna take a swing. Greg is.
Greg is.
And yes, he is. And he's a improvised weapon specialist. So he's gonna take Greg Jr.
Oh, no.
He's gonna just grab him by the legs and just swing him as
Yeah.
hard as he can.
Yeah. You are proficient
Yeah.
in improvised weapons. I'm willing to allow
Yes,
this
I
to
am.
be considered an improvised weapon. Go ahead and roll me an
Greg
attack
Jr.
roll.
was a scrawny bitch.
Just say roll your
Uh,
table leg because it has all your stats worked into it and it's the exact same.
Absolutely.
We're just gonna change up the damage a little bit. Your
That'll be a lucky.
Ooh.
We'll
That
hit
yeah,
that
you
with a
might
lucky.
wanna re-roll that one.
Okay, that's a little better. 24.
24 is definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll me a D8 damage and
Plus
add
4?
Yeah, plus your strength modifier.
Yep. That'll be 6 damage.
Plus oh no. Oh jeez. Was that a D8? It was. Okay.
That was.
You step forward, grabbing Greg Johnson by the legs, just swing him into this lieutenant before you, who is kind of shocked at the display. He was expecting you to actually be helping with the dead body, and he's dealing with someone attacking him from behind, and then you step forward and just swings the entire body towards him. It hits him, knocks him over to the ground. He kind of has to pick himself back up.
As well as, before he picks himself back up, as well, since I have Tavern Brawler, I would like to use my bonus action to attempt a grapple. And the method of doing that is as I swing Greg Jr. around him, because I can make a grapple with an improvised weapon, I'm going to attempt to grab the hands of Greg Jr. and use him like a rope.
Okay.
And just...
Roll me an athletics check.
The
You still haven't
broken-ass
raged,
arms
so
around his neck.
no advantage.
No
on the
advantage.
athletics check.
I know.
And he's gonna make.
But that is a 23.
He's gonna make a dexterity contested to escape it. A 10. He does not do it. So as you smack him with Greg Johnson, he kind of stumbles towards you. You grab the hands of Greg Johnson Jr., pull him in tight, and kind of have this mystery lieutenant you guys didn't even speak to, just pinned up against you, held up tight. He's like,
And
"You're
then
not here to help me, are you?"
And as I pull him close to me, I want to take my head and headbutt him with my second attack, which I assume would be an unarmed strike, Tavern Brawler strike.
Yes, I would say that's unarmed. I love that you can bonus action grapple people.
I know.
Fucker.
That's a 14. Is that enough?
That just hits him. Yes.
Awesome. Then I will roll. That is another 7 damage. Somehow did more damage than my fucking swing with a dead body.
As you kind of like holding him tight against you, using the leverage from Greg Johnson Jr., you give him a little slack, let him pull out a little as he's trying to pull away, then pull him back in as you headbutt down, kind of creating a little extra oomph onto it. And you see his eyes kind of flicker for a second as your skull makes contact with his forehead, and you pull back. His eyes are watering. The top of his nose is kind of crooked at this point. You gather you definitely more than likely broke his nose with that. He's looking okay. He's not what I would call in rough shape yet, but that hit fucked his shit up.
And then, and you can tell me if this is too much, I still have movement left. Is it possible for me to, like, rotate him around so he's facing that powder barrel behind me?
I would say
that
would be more of a check, as you're actively trying to control what he's doing, and he would be fighting back. But currently, he is back to the powder barrel. There's also one right there. Don't forget.
That's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
That your turn?
That's my turn.
Yeah, you gave him
I
a
can't
little,
move no more, then I do that.
Pulled him right back in. Okay. These guys, having been ordered to defend the rear, are going to turn around. Dusty, what was your stealth check?
31.
You're just kind of standing at the bottom of a hill right now.
Yeah.
Crab spidered himself into the snow.
Pretty much what it's gonna be. Like, you're just crouching right over the edge
I'm
of
just
the hill.
entrenched in part of the snow on the hill.
They're gonna turn. They're gonna see Greg Johnson actively attacking their captain. However, you are currently holding the captain in between you and them, so they line up their muskets to fire, and you see them kind of hesitating. One brave soldier is going to take a single shot and try to hit you. As they're kind of arguing over who's going to do what. Fuck. He misses as you use your human meat shield in front of him. You hear the sound of a bullet striking flesh, and you see the lieutenant just tense up immediately as a little sputter of blood comes out from over the shoulder. And he's like, hold your fucking fire! As he's just through gritted teeth, giving them the order not to shoot at him while he's currently in your thing. They do not see Dusty. I would say if you move forward any more than that, you will be in their line of sight, and no amount of stealthing will, like, actively be able to stop them seeing you at that point. But for now, you're just kind of at the crest of the hill, hiding a little while they're distracted by Greg Johnson. Fuck. This group is currently in retreat, so they're just gonna start splitting off in random directions and trying to flee away.
Its ugly head, they bravely turned the tails and fled.
and they're just going to begin fleeing in whatever direction they can at this point, kind of separating as a group and falling a little bit into chaos. That will be their turn. Xechas, you're up.
Okay, seeing this unfolding, I want to make sure that I'm gonna hit. So instead, I'm gonna drop the lightning launcher hold, and I'm going to pull out my wand of magic missiles, and I'm going to hold and obliviate, but for the same purpose.
You're using magic missile to do what?
Target an explosive when it gets put in the right spot.
I would say roll me an Arcana check before you do that.
Okay. Can I not do that with wands?
With a 10, your bare minimum understanding, magic missile does not do any kind of like fire damage that would be necessary to ignite any kind of black powder. At most, you would destroy the barrel that it is kept in, causing it to spill out onto the ground. You need an actual spark or some kind of force damage will not ignite an explosive.
Okay, I will just rehold the lightning launcher for that same purpose then. I can't really move. Yeah, no, that'll do.
Okay. Next up is going to be the captain, who at this point is... What is he at?
I'll rehold a firebolt instead. It has more range.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets 2 attacks, 1 with a pistol and sword, or 2 with sword. So since you currently have him held, and he's not able to do a whole lot, he is still able to draw his weapon, and he's just going to, as he's kind of held in place, he gives the order to hold their fire, and then you feel something cold pressed up against your chin as he raises his pistol and point blank range just fires it at you. He does not take a disadvantage on it because he has what I have called.
Wow.
Yep.
Point black pistoler.
Yeah. Or point blank. Damn it. I made a spelling error.
That
That's
definitely
fine.
says point black.
Whatever. Boop. Not at advantage, just the 12. And 12 does not hit you, I believe. So as he pulls, you feel cold steel underneath your chin, and you quickly jerk your head to the side as and just ear-splitting crack, and a bang of a pistol goes off right next to your ear. So you kind of have this like faint ringing sensation, but you're able to move your
That's
head
okay, I always do.
out of the way in time. And that
It's part of my boomer.
I will say he was able to draw the pistol, but drawing a sword while you're grappled is a lot harder, so he's not going to be able to do that. That will be his turn.
Tinnitus is one of Greg Johnson's feats. So
Already has it. You can't get it twice.
Mwah.
You can't get re-tinnitus.
What?
Okay, these guys are going to move up 30 feet.
Tonight isn't.
Oh boy. Yoink. And we're just going to copy and paste more of these fucking dudes. As an entire crew of undead from a giant battleship and more begin making their way out. I will say some of you do notice people who are dressed very similar to how Olga and Gunther and all the other individuals came with. And you gather that some of this force is made up of from the individuals that Captain Belros killed and took from the lumber mill.
Beep.
Do with that
I
information
mean, we
what
knew
you will.
about that,
He
though, right?
definitely seems to have people who were not his crew now marching in his army. However, they cascade over the forces of the company and are going to roll. I'm going to say with advantage at this point because some of them are in retreat. 14, pretty good. So as they kind of crash into the enemy lines, beginning to make them split and throwing weapons out in every direction, trying to slice them down as much as humanly possible, you see the forces of the company begin to all falter one by one by one, and as they begin pushing back and pulling back and trying to figure out exactly what their next step forward is, that is where we're going to take our break for today because we're almost 2 hours in, and I really need to take a leak. So we will continue this combat at the start of the next round. As a number of these dudes are all drop dead during the onslaught, I will finish deleting them during the break.
I need more Topo Chico.
Go get more Topo Chico. So we will be back in 10 minutes, everybody. Don't go nowhere. We are going to run an ad, so if you got to go pee, do anything like that, feel free. In the meantime, we'll catch y'all in 10. Thank you for being with us so far. We'll see you soon.
Hells, I could always
We're
choose,
back.
not to detonate
With
the barrel and blow you up if I think it's
Cat.
too close. That's a
Love you.
judgment call I could make.
Go, go, go.
Kitty. Go and say hi to Chowder.
And also, it's funny the
back.
way you cut out.
We back,
it
everybody.
sounded like you said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we're back. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. I hope you had a good break. I know I did. Good pee. Solid pee. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Good times. So, I don't know, dude. I'm fucking out of it right now. This combat has like turned into nothing but pure fucking chaos, and I'm so here for it. With that being said, picking up where we left off, Dusty, my good friend, it is your turn. You see the center flank falling to absolute chaos as they break ranks and begin to retreat. You see the two flanks on either side currently being assailed by undead from the lake, many of them falling under the initial onslaught and then all trying to adjust for melee combat as quickly as possible, still firing off their volleys when able. What are you doing? You kind of just crouched at the bottom of this hill. You look up and you see the brigade of what appear to be elite guard. You, having history with the company, would recognize them as the Rifle Regiment. These are men with better equipment, better gear, a slightly better weapon that takes slightly longer to reload in incapable hands.
So Dusty's going to kind of look up, notice that they're all kind of in this direction, although they seem to be worried a bit about their captain. Dusty's just kind of gonna go, well, shit. He's gonna stand up real quick, open the bag. He's gonna Draconic. Violet, you gotta get that barrel over to him. And she's gonna come out. So let me put her down.
Okay.
Boop. With my bonus action, I'm gonna command her to run over to here, drop the barrel, and push it this way.
Roll me a athletics check or strength check for Violet.
Hey,
Roll
me a
roll a strength check for Violet. Here we
strength
go.
check for Violet. Don't let me down now.
Why do you do this? You're meowing at me for
19.
attention, and then I give you attention. You're like, I want to go. I want to go, my little bubby.
I just want you to perceive me.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Like I'm here.
Okay, that does it. Easily dead. So Violet kind of bounds out from your bag. Immediately, all of the guards take note of her and turn their weapons towards her, preparing to fire, though did not prepare the action to do so. So they all kind of see this purple dragon, or drake, I guess it's still currently mostly wingless, though that you do know they are sprouting ever so slightly. Kind of bounds out from your sack, knocks this barrel over, it falls and begins rolling towards them ever so slowly on its side, and it is actively moving as your turn resumes. It's kind of just rolling towards them. What are you doing?
Dusty's gonna immediately run up, grab Violet, and jump off onto the tent.
Okay, Dabibs with the subby. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, you big sexy. Thanks for coming and dropping the stubby on me. I appreciate you so much. Everyone go show some love to Dabibs. Xechas, I do believe you had a prepared action. So what you doing?
Yeah. I see him do that, and
Also, Dusty, roll me an acrobatics check, please, as you grab Violet and try to leap onto this, what appears to be an officer's tent of some kind.
23.
Okay. Xechas?
nice. So I have to make a call here. I think that Greg, with his two bodies in between him and this explosion, will probably be fine. If anything, he might take a little bit of it, but he's got some cushioning. So I'm gonna fucking let it rip, and I'm gonna shoot at that barrel with the firebolt.
The one that's rolling, or the one closest to you?
The furthest away one. That
What's
one's
the
too
range?
close. The 120 feet.
Is that 120 feet?
less than 120 feet.
Nice,
yeah.
100 feet, easily done. Okay. So, you fire a firebolt.
I have disadvantage, but I also have advantage, so...
Okay, go
They're
ahead
gonna cancel
and
each
roll
other.
me a ranged attack.
You nat one and you hit Greg in the back of the head.
Nat
Oh
Nat
shit!
20.
20. So as you step out behind the tree, what does it look like as you cast your firebolt? Describe that for us.
Just pure focus, because it's a really far shot. You see him raise his mechanical arm, and a little thing pops up from it, and charges up with some red arcane energy, and then just this little tiny red beam of energy goes and impacts the barrel.
Okay. So... All right. Dusty, you are just out of range. With that acrobatics check, you just managed to move quickly enough to get out of the range as you watch this tiny bolt of energies rip into the side of the barrel. It breaks, and then it's just a brief breath of a moment, and then this massive explosion erupts in a 20-foot radius, so encompassing this whole 40-foot area. So not hitting this other powder barrel, which is very lucky for everyone up here right now.
I have no idea how big the
everyone
explosion would be.
in that area needs to take...
I was thinking 30. I was terrified.
Well, here's the thing. The explosion itself is not going to hit you. Some of the debris from the shattering barrel might. So I'm going to need dex save from everyone within 40 feet, including you, Dusty. Violet does not have to make one because she's in your arms. And then everyone within that 20 meters is just going to fail pretty much automatically. But I will give some of the elite riflemen a little bit of a chance. No.
Oh, thank God. I used lucky, by the way.
Okay.
If the
You
lieutenant
should have
rolls, I think he has
advantage.
disadvantage.
You should have advantage as a barbarian.
True.
On
From
dex?
something you can see.
Yeah, danger sense.
You very
Well, not blind. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
get
have to
danger
use my
sense.
lucky then.
Perfect
Puggies.
timing.
Thank you. I did not know
Jesus.
that.
Okay, so immediately engulfed in flame. He's gonna get burned a little bit based on the edge of where he is. But he's also going to fail the dex save. Oh, I accidentally deleted the wrong thing. Oh God, what have I done?
Oh God. Oh
What have I
geez.
done? It's fine.
We did
Oh,
a
you
lot
got
of
rid,
work really
you got rid
quickly,
of
guys.
all of them. Wow, what a good barrel.
Okay, I need
Just ashes
fire.
eradicates them to the on a molecular level.
Did it detonate any of the powder? Oh God, around the cannon that was next to it, or the cannon itself?
Roll me a percentile.
Okay.
Because that could cause a chain reaction that ignites the other thing. There was
Oh.
actively loaded fucking...
83.
Okay, so the cannons themselves are ripped asunder, one entirely by the explosion, the other from the resulting explosion from the cannon next to it. However, that cannon closest to the barrel does not explode, as it does not take enough damage. It is just
thank
torn
fuck.
to shreds. The wheel on the side of it is broken as the cannon next to it just erupts into shards of metal and sharpness everywhere. The captain is going to take... did anyone fail their save? No, everyone succeeded on the debris save. So you will take no damage. The captain, however, is going to take 8 points of damage. As you're holding him, Greg, you feel the captain immediately just take several impacts in the back. Several also into Greg Jr., I might add. He is now riddled with shards of wood and metal at this point. This poor corpse has just been absolutely annihilated. Alice, quick recap. Owls were summoned. Owls were blasted into pieces. They're fighting a zombie army and betraying the company all at the same time. Explosions are happening. Chaos is ensuing. I think that about covers it. This one lone rifle regiment dude survives long enough to watch all his friends be consumed by flame and debris, just absolutely toasted. All of the riflemen here also dead, just torn apart by the exploding cannon. Every single person
Incredible.
other than the lieutenant and yourselves are destroyed by this explosion and the resulting debris field. A number of the soldiers down below,
Monster kill.
at this point, as they're trying to retreat, a massive explosion erupts from the area they're actively retreating to, and you see them all panicking as they're reeling back from the flames and debris, only to fall into the hands of the drowned behind them, who just begin tearing them to pieces. Next up in the round, where'd my initiative counter go? Where'd my initiative?
One
Yeah,
more
it was
thing.
gone. There it is.
Quick question.
Yep.
Has Greg taken any hits?
No.
I'm
Greg
fine.
didn't take anything from that. Some pieces of
Dude,
wood,
that fucking-
some pieces of woods like bounced off you maybe, but you're like legit holding this guy as a human shield. So as you're holding him, he's like being ripped apart by pieces of debris. That was great. Cast everybody
and not
show
to
titties
mention
no,
the
not
fact
with a
that-
4 you're not.
Not
I'll
to
just
mention
move from
that he
tree to tree.
Okay.
full ass put a gun to my thing and I just missed.
Yeah, you dodged it. You can't move, Xechas, because it's not your turn. That was your reaction
Oh yeah.
to release your spell. Yeah. Dusty.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
As you watch Violet knock over this barrel, you run, grab her, jump, and you feel this explosion erupting behind you. You kind of shelter your head and hold Violet close as you feel some debris hitting you in the back, just not hard enough to do any sizable damage. You are hot. You feel the heat from the flame. You're pretty sure a little bit of your tail has been scorched by it. But for the most part, you managed to land safely in the top of this tent. Is that your turn?
Action to grab Violet. Bonus action to let her out. Commander. Jump. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You did all the stuff. Okay. This group over here are currently engaged in battle with the undead over there. They're going to switch to their bayonets and just try to melee their way through whatever they do manage to hit. A sizable number of them with a 12. You watch as the drowned in this unit are just engaged in battle, kind of blocking cutlass strikes with the butt end of a musket, stabbing towards the undead. You watch a few undead fall, only to be replaced by more and more. Greg, the captain in your arms, is beginning to struggle, trying to get out as well, so he can do whatever he can to regain some form of command over this onslaught, but he is not being overly successful in doing so. Carl, you're up.
Alrighty, first thing I'm gonna see that explosion and just kind of stop. Okay, and I'm going to snap towards the owl that's over the campfire right now and just kind of go, Gah! And I'm gonna point towards the right flank. These guys right over, up this right
these
flank
ones?
over here,
Yeah.
and hopefully 60. Almost.
You can
If
dash.
he gets about here. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, because it's already on fire, right? He doesn't really need to do any action.
He doesn't need to do much with it.
So he's gonna go right about here, right in the dead center, and I'd like him to dive bomb towards a person.
Okay. And just is he just dropping the tent on him, basically? Because dropping the
he's gonna
tent would be a
kind of,
free action. Just saying.
Yeah, I'd like him to do like a peck. So he's got his a talon, but it's gonna be a peck, and he's just gonna with
Can
the
I-
fire twirl and flaming.
It's his action
like
to
a-
dash there. Keep that in mind.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, he's just gonna.
So if he wanted to drop the flaming tent on the brigade, he could, but that's about it.
Okay, yeah, he'll do that. He's gonna pick someone in the middle and drop the fire right on top of him.
Okay. So we'll say aim for this cluster over here, because they're a bit more clustered. Go ahead and roll me. I don't even. How do you roll flaming tent attack? So it is a
My
free
mind says
action,
Dex?
but I'm gonna say roll me a dex check for the owl to just line it up right and drop it at the proper moment of its
How many
flyby.
licks does it take to get to the center of fire? 9.
Not great. So as he drops it, it kind of catches the wind and opens up a little bit and like flops, and it's just kind of floating in the air and drifts down, kind of catching behind them over here, maybe brushing against this dude, but is more or less on the ground. But it is still actively on fire around the edges and underneath. You could probably pick it up and try again next turn before it's completely engulfed in flame, though it might hurt your owl
Reusable
to
ammo.
do so.
All
But
I
currently-
needed to know.
There is just a flaming. Do I have a square?
Whereabouts is it?
Yeah, I'm finding a.
Gotcha.
I don't think I have a fire square per se.
Drop the tent.
Hot, 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 hot,
Hot.
So much fire going on in this fucking game.
Yes.
So tent folded out would be about yay big to
Beautiful.
back, and it's kind of there-ish, just at the back of them. There's just a flaming ball of tent.
And right about there. So I'd say that the owl gets about yay far away. Up.
So there's now a
And-
flaming tent blocking their retreat, more or less.
Oh, and just wait and see as Vykarl's turn happens.
Uh-huh.
Whoop, and Vykarl is going to... Now, this is 7 feet up. Can I still make it, like, normal, like this?
Yep. Oh yeah, no, it's like it's basically just like a small incline between the cliff's edge.
Fabulous.
Mhm.
Vykarl just
What?
dead sprints past Greg, gives him a little... And then he runs right to this barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to pick it up and throw it into the fire.
Roll me an athletics check, you big beautiful Goliath.
That was
Oh,
gonna be
you
my plan as well. So that
Beautiful
works.
soul. Well, if he fails to do it, you can help him on the next one. There you are, still dealing with an angry-ass pirate captain underneath you.
Oh, I know.
At 18 will
18?
do it. You throw the barrel, and as it hits into the flames and shatters, catching all of the fire, same deal. 20-foot radius
Donkey
in
Kong
any
would be
direction.
proud.
So that ball of fire turns into basically that size. Yeah, give or take.
I don't think you can use the tent again.
No, the tent is mostly destroyed. By
I'm gonna
that.
find a piece of it and put it up on my wall.
Okay, so that's that is the resulting explosion from the barrel. You see all of these dudes. Can I lock that? Advanced. Lock position. There we go. Oh, I don't want to lock multiple people. It's not supported at his time. Fuck you. So all of those dudes
mouth.
fail. Oh no! Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Oh my god, I hate Roll20 sometimes. Why do you complicate my life so? Immediately destroyed by fire. The rest are severely damaged by the resulting debris as well. So as you throw the barrel, you watch as it tumbles over itself, hits the fire, and just erupts into a wall of flame that consumes everything within its radius in a matter of seconds. You hear the scream of men and women of every age fall beneath it. And as I want you all to roll me a perception check real quick. As this battle is unfolding around you, fires are burning all over the battlefield. Smoke is filling the air. Xechas, you don't notice shit. You're still psyched on how cool that big explosion was. You're like, that was the sickest fucking thing I've ever fucking done in my fucking life. Yeah! And you're just completely absorbed in that. While the rest of you...
It's more like shock pre-PTSD.
Greg, you notice, and through your lens, this looks a little different than it does to everyone else. But to Vykarl and Dusty, you see these ranks faltering, and you see the faces of terrified men and women, some as young as probably 16. And you're familiar enough with the company to know that they do operate on a conscription system a lot of the time. A number of their recruits are from the prisons, offered a reduced sentence in return for serving. And you see the faces of terrified people now running as fires and explosions erupt all around them, and the undead just come in endless swarms. And you definitely
What do I
see?
see?
You see a lot of potential Greg Juniors. There's a lot of young, terrified people in need of guidance. Dusty, you have advantage from Kafka.
So many stepchildren.
You see the faces of terrified recruits who were probably in service to the company for well under a year, maybe even less, as this battle unfolds. That being said, Vykarl, anything else you want to do on your turn?
Trying to see something real quick so you can... As a bonus action, you can... Okay, yeah. Transform movement. Hey, thank God. It's they never showed it on D&D Beyond that you can use wild shape as a bonus action instead of as an action, but I'm like, okay. But
You can, because you Circle of the Moon, right?
Yep, I'm gonna hold on to that because I need to do something first before I do that. And so, just gonna let this owl go over here and start doing his fiery thing. Just continue doing that for a moment.
Okay.
Whop.
Just gonna be lighting shit on fire. I love it. I respect
baby.
it. Boom. Roll me a
That's all
d4.
me.
Roll me a d4.
Oh, gotcha. Wait. Whoop, 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 whoop.
He gets
D4.
at least 1 on fire. 2 back. 3. Okay. You catch another 3 tents on fire through your efforts.
Chaos.
As their camp is just burning. There's fire fucking everywhere right now. This is absolutely insane. That being your turn, next up is the good Captain Belros, who is just going to... there's a company man next to him. He's just going to start, like, walking through the battlefield, killing anyone who is still foolish enough to stand in front of him as he does so. He's going to fucking miss on that one, though. Okay, so he swings the first one, and the kid kind of jumps back, terrified, knocking the blade away with his musket as he does so, and the second strike, too fast for him to counter, just goes straight into his chest, finding his heart. Captain Belros kind of looks forward and sneers, and you watch as he takes the same hand with which he infected Captain Orvan and just rubs it over the kid's face, and then pushes him down on the ground to bleed out and turn. And that'll be his turn. He is going to advance a little more up to this group. That will be his turn. Greg Johnson, you're up.
First thing he's gonna do is, is this? Would it be a free action for me to intimidate this guy? Since I got him pressed up
that
against
would
me?
actively be an action to do. Things like that are
Okay.
actively takes actions to do in combat. Yeah,
That's fair.
I'd
In
say
that
bonus
case-
action seems a little more fair to intimidate someone. So
Okie doke. Well, in that case, he's gonna fucking like bend down to his ear. You know, he's got him in a fucking chokehold or whatever. You know, like not on a chokehold, but you know what I mean. He's
so
gonna lean
using
down. he's
Greg
gonna say-
Johnson to hold him in place, or Greg
Yes,
Jr.
Greg Jr. to hold him in place. Yeah.
Greg Johnson Jr.
Get as close to his ear as possible and go, "It's time to surrender." Having just seen all of these, you know, giant explosions around him, watching his men just evaporate.
Roll me an intimidation check with advantage.
Okie dokie. That's 21.
And like looking at him, he looks
19.
young enough to be a Greg Jr. too. I'm just saying.
Ooh!
With the
You don't
21,
say.
as you kind of lean in and say in his ear with this commanding fatherly presence, not even like threateningly, just like passing wisdom on forcefully. You sense him kind of go limp in your grasp a little bit. That's all he can really do. He can't really respond, but you sense the fight kind of leaving him as he kind of just doesn't push quite back as hard out of your grapple. For now.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Is there anyone else around? Like the fire from the explosion is still there, right? Where those
Yeah,
big
it's
circles
active.
are?
Like it's still kind of actively burning a little bit, but you gather it'll mostly fade away by the end of the turn.
Okay.
Guess I'm your stepdad,
well,
and I
in-
love you. Oh, I love that.
Where, like, if after getting shot and getting like impaled on a bunch of debris,
Mm-hmm.
how rough is he looking?
He's looking pretty rough. He's not. I wouldn't say he's like bloodied in the sense yet, but he's definitely taken some pretty big hits, and he's feeling them. He has a gunshot
Gotcha.
wound, several pieces of debris in his back. He's not in the best shape.
I'm really at a loss of what to do here because all I can do is either kill him or not. I don't really want to kill him. Greg cares for all his stepchildren.
The world is my stepchild. Oh no.
Shit. I guess he's just gonna try to like knock him out.
Okay, non-lethally, physically beat him into unconsciousness. I
Yeah,
love
or
it.
like even try to like choke him out somehow if that was possible.
There is not mechanics for a chokehold.
No mechanics for a
in
chokehold.
D&D currently,
I don't know.
unfortunately.
I
Roll
asked.
for BDSM.
But I will say, if you want to roll an athletics check against him contested, I will allow you to choke him, and after a number of turns, you may see an effect from that. As you're actively
Okay.
cutting the blood. Yeah, we're choking.
I will allow you to choke him.
I'll
I will allow
you to choke
you
him.
to choke this man out.
Harder, daddy.
So he is going to try to dex out of it with a 20. And just try to escape
yeah,
being
roll
choked
20.
out. Oh!
One more lucky for him.
Yeah, and that might be a good
Spendy.
time to use
Spendy,
that.
Spendy. Oh! Oh no. He's free. That's so
Yeah.
tragic.
So as you kind of try to shift your grapple in a way that you can get an arm around his neck and
I
begin
can drop Greg
choking.
Jr.
Yeah, you drop Greg Jr. And in that moment, while you're trying to turn him around and get that arm locked in, he just slithers out and breaks your grapple. And so we currently are not holding him, and you feel him kind of slip out of your hands. You're like, no. Why?
You did intimidate the fuck out of him, though.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say he's intimidated. That doesn't give him disadvantage.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
He's thinking of surrendering, but you being like surrender and then turning him around to try to choke his ass out doesn't give him a lot of confidence either.
Fair. It works out. All right.
It's like surrender, yeah, like it's
That
not-
doesn't count as an attack. That counts as an action. So I will fucking end my turn, I guess.
Okay, sounds good. Next up is the middle brigade. They're just in full retreat at this point. They have been completely overrun by the undead. They're surrounded by fire and death, and they are just actively going to try to flee in whatever way they can. There's not a lot of room to do it. So, I guess that being said, they'll just try to fight off whatever's coming as best they can. Okay. They managed to hold their ground a little bit, slaying some of the undead in their midst and creating a little space. One makes a run for Captain Belros, so I'm going to have him roll independently with a rifle butt. A 13 to hit does not hit the captain as he steps forward. One soldier just bravely trying to take a stand swings the butt of his rifle towards Captain Belros. Captain Belros just reaches out his free hand and catches the rifle butt before it hits him and leans in and says, "You'll have to do better than that," and is clearly like positioned to stab this kid in the guts. Next up, Xechas. You see just chaos and fire and death erupting on all sides. At the start of this round, however, this fiery explosion does disappear, leaving mostly a smoking, ruined crater.
Xechas isn't a fucking warrior. He doesn't really feel like going into this and fighting. So for my bonus action, I'm gonna use this healing word from some previous damage that I've taken.
Fair. Valid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any, like, just
So
smoke.
that's 6 total. It doesn't roll with my modifier for some reason.
There, smoke.
And then for my action, I just... I think I'm gonna rehide.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. No longer with pass without a trace.
Okay. Still have advantage because of my armor.
Shouldn't it still be up?
Oh, I guess, yeah, you're still concentrating on it. That's true. So with pass without a trace.
Okay, so 23.
23, you kind of slink back in behind the tree and regain your stealth as best you can. This dude's looking around at what's going on, and he's just like... leans into Greg, still has, like, now able to grab his cutlass. He is going to draw it. How can I surrender to that? And he looks and just, like, kind of gestures out to the horde of
I
undead
respond?
currently engulfing. Yes, free action to respond. Go ahead.
You're surrendering to me.
He
My stepchild.
holds the cutlass between your hands. Roll me a persuasion check. You would have had it, but you had to open your fucking mouth again. Roll me a persuasion check.
I will use my last luck point on that. Please, God. Please.
Father?
To daddy.
Fuck. Fuck. Worth a shot.
He just looks
Greg
around.
has a singular purpose.
I'm sorry. I can't. And he's going to use his action to disengage and then run full speed. You know what? He's going to go into the smoke. He's going to run right into the smoke. So he just kind of turns and bolts into the kind of smoking, steaming area from where that fire destroyed all the snow and moisture. It's still actively hard to see, so he is obscured from your sight. So anyone shooting at him will be at disadvantage while he is in that smoke. But he is actively in the process of retreating. Next up is the Horde. At this point, I'm not expecting too much resistance from everybody there. And as they are breaking and retreating, 20 is going to hit, and they just continue their advance, completely obliterating the center group. Oh no! My fire! You see just hordes and hordes and hordes of undead. Basically take out the entire center brigade. The left falters as well. There's barely enough men to stand their ground at this point. This entire group has been taken out and are actively in the process of trying to retreat from the fire and smoke. And one of them is also going to go down. At this point, the battlefield seems to have shifted very much in the way we had expected it. Captain Voros is still just like slashing through and destroying people in front of him. Dusty, you're up. You're kind of like in the top of the tent, which did collapse under your weight, but enough to break your fall. So you're kind of just on the ground with this crumpled up tent beneath you.
Is only part of it crumpled, or is most of it crumpled?
You landed like on the center support, causing it to break, so the left side kind of fell in, but the right is still up a little bit.
Okay. So what I want to do is he's going to look over to Violet and be like, all right, you got to get back in here, and have her climb back into the bag.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want her too visible. Then he's going to lift open part of the tent, take his claw and just cut the tent.
Okay.
Kind of throw those to the side to where he has like almost like an entrance to the part that's open now, or the part that's still up.
Okay.
And then he's going to lift the flaps as much as he can. I want to look in this tent for anything important looking, because it seems like a command tent. I want to see like important documents, things
roll
like
me a
that.
perception check.
I'm going to use my advantage.
Mm-hmm.
23.
23, okay. 1 sec, I gotta respond to this. Work stuff, on-call stuff.
Wow. How? Wow.
It's really
Can't
not a
believe
vibe.
this.
I don't love it.
What a DM.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm on call for work. I got a job to do. People need answers to
I'm just
questions.
joking you. I'm just goofing you.
So,
Just goofing you.
Dusty, with a 23, you kind of rummage around in the tent. You do see there was a table laid out kind of with a map on it just depicting this area and where they were going to set up camp and everything. There was a mark kind of near the entrance to the temple that you guys left, kind of depicting where they think some kind of structure or breaking point or entry point for the undead has been. They seem to have suspected it was coming from that region. You do find a couple sealed documents that appear like they were waiting to be read by the commander, still bearing the company seal, but closed at the moment. Seal has
I'm going
not
to
been
stuff those
broken.
in my bag.
Okay, you quickly stuff them into your pack, along with Violet, who has taken up refuge yet again. And anything else you want to do on your turn? Hi, Chowder.
I'm going to start making my
buddy.
way around to this side with my movement.
Okay.
Here.
All right, still with Violet with you, so you can delete her off the map.
Yeah. Pull her over.
Okay. That'll be it for your turn. Hi, Chowder. I feel you nuzzling against my leg. I love you so much. These guys have also broken entirely, so I'm going to take the commander off the map. You gather the battle at this point has pretty much been handled. It seems like most of the forces are breaking and trying to retreat and just trying to flee from the swarm of undead. It's just the commander at this point who seems to have gone away. Dusty, after your turn, Vite-Carl, you're up. Eldritch Chowder.
Alrighty, Vite Carl is gonna have the owl He's gonna just do a big loud whistle that real Ryan can't do, but Vikarl knows how to do great. Just and there it is. And he's gonna point towards the guys on the left, and he's just gonna do the exact same thing. This owl here, he is going to fly down with a flaming tent at 120 with a dash action.
He just grabs the flaming tent. Fair. Yeah, he's still holding it. This will be the last turn before the tent is completely consumed and burns your owls, so you better figure out what to do really quick.
Oh, gotcha. And as soon as he gets to about there, he flies all the way down this time, because he saw what his brother did. He goes all the way down, right close, because he's got flyby, and drops the tent on him, and then flies back up.
Roll me a dex check with advantage, because you've seen it done before.
Let's see, dex. I have the same, yes I do, I have the same dex as an owl, so go! No, better, come on. Better! Yes!
Okay, you just throw it down on them. There's just like one dude trying to fight off some undead, couple of his buddies fall, like you're watching them get slaughtered, and then you look up as this guy just sees this tent coming towards him, this ball of fire being wielded by a giant owl, and the tent just drops, lands completely over him, perfectly covering him in flaming burlap tent. You hear screams unlike you've ever heard before in your life as a man is slowly burned alive inside this tent. You see the tent being moved as he tries to flail to escape, but is not able to find his way to the edge through the flames, and eventually the movement just stops altogether, and there is just another flaming tent in the middle of the fucking field. Is that it for your turn?
That is it for the owls, as the,
That's just the owls. Jesus Christ. That poor man.
I'm making 2 owls
That
work
poor
for
man.
me. And whoop, as Vikarl begins to run, and jumps, there's a nice little leap here, and he kind of flying eagle. And as soon as he hits the apex of it, he scrumptious down into a big ball of flesh, and 8 little tentacles fly out as I turn into a giant octopus.
Puss Carl. I love it. We love Puss Carl.
Puss Carl, go!
Go, Puss Carl.
And whoop, as Puss Carl. Oh, no,
there
we'll go back there.
Out of the way.
There we go. As Puss Carl, I would like to try and do some slamming now.
Okay, there's a dude, one of the elite riflemen who was stationed down here is down there in the red coats in front of you. There appears to be a couple soldiers within reach as well. Clocktopus.
And, oh, I forgot entirely. I got so into that. As I'm squishing down, I'd like to cast Bark Skin on myself. So, the owls around on either side start to glow like a faint kind of yellowish greenish color, and then they burst into feathers, and all the feathers come rolling right over to Vikarl and just encompass him. So I'm actually an octopus that's just covered in like owl feathers.
Feather skin. I love it.
I look like a monstrosity.
Okay.
Whoop.
So that's your action to cast that, bonus action to turn into a tentacle creature.
C'est vrai. And that's me as I just kind of like raise my tentacles at the guys.
Okay, next up, Captain Belros. There's still 2 guys alive over here. He's just going to move over to them. And just, I'm going to roll with advantage. Fuck it, I'll just roll 2. Fucking shit. Okay. I've rolled a lot of nat ones today. For a dude who's supposed to be a big, scary, intimidating pirate captain, he kind of sucks dicks. Steps forward, swings, he misses entirely, stabbing down, and hitting the ice at the ground as if he was trying to attack the legs. However, his next stripe, slicing upwards, does manage to take out one guy as he just carves right up through his torso. You see a spray of red kind of filled the winter sky, and then onto the snow. You know what? He's going to use his movement, to walk out of the way and climb up here into the smoke. He's not quite in the depth of it, so he's still not obscured, but he does come up onto your ground. He does take an attack of opportunity from one of the... Oh shit, 2 piercing damage. Let's go! 2 damage. Barely touched him.
Oh my God,
he doesn't even flinch. Oh no. I love that. As he walks past, you see the bayonet just jam into his leg, and he doesn't even flinch as he continues up, slowly climbs up the side of the cliff, looks over to you, Greg Johnson, kind of just nods, and then with his wicked, permanent grin that he has on his face from his cheek rotting away, just turns to look into the smoke, and using the rest of his movement is just going to disappear into the smoke after the captain. Greg Johnson, you're up.
Okay, so I saw him go into the smoke, right?
You did. Yes.
Thank
you for the biddies.
One could assume that I would know the direction he went in if I were to go in a straight line from me to where I saw him go into the smoke.
Yeah, he went in at the south over here in kind of the center of it and was walking
No,
north.
not the captain.
The
lieutenant.
The lieutenant. Yeah, so he came in from the east and is currently kind of, you can guess, probably making his way westward through the smoke.
Okay. Well, I want it is only 35 feet to where he is in the smoke from, but I don't know that, but I want to just kind of first rage, get real mad, and then
he rejected your offer of being his stepdaddy, so yeah, you're mad about that. Exactly.
Yeah, mad.
You're allowed.
I want to then
it's a valid reaction.
Run 40 feet in a straight line where I saw him go in and like linebacker tackle him to the ground if I can.
Yes, go ahead. It will be at disadvantage because he is in the smoke, but go ahead.
Absolutely.
And a tackle would be in athletics, and it is at disadvantage because he went in there first. I'm going to move the smoke to the back layer just so you can see
since
where
I am
kind of laid out. Yep.
Since I am raging, though, that cancels.
Yep.
So it'll be just straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, not great. 13. Tragic.
His dex as he tries to defend. 17. As you kind of leap and dive. Yep.
Not that it matters, but for future reference, since I'm raging, don't I also get +2 on that? Since it's a strength check.
Think so?
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because it says you gain advantage on strength checks and +2. Oh, melee damage. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Supposed to do melee damage,
I was like, I had not heard
I
that
misread.
before. As you leap
misread,
into the
I'm
smoke,
sorry.
kind of trying to dive and catch your way through, you do see the lieutenant that you've been trying to grapple and convince to surrender with his back to you running, and you dive, but you're already in the air, and he kind of looks over his shoulder like and steps to the right looking terrified, and you just collapse into the ground at his feet. So I'm just gonna move him up to there, and you're now there, just flat on the ground. I'm gonna say roll me a dexterity saving throw to not land prone, because you went full send on that.
Okay.
Ooh, we had a weather check of 17. Does that mean the snow stops?
Yes, we do. Thank you
19.
for pointing that out. That's my bad. At this point, the
I
snows.
just noticed too.
You guys are pretty involved in the combat, so I don't know how much you notice the weather, but the snow begins to kind of slowly stop falling and eventually stop altogether.
More room
so
for
great.
fire.
Dexterity save. You do
19.
manage to kind of like save it, roll to your feet, and you're kind of like half crouched. You are not prone, so that's good, but you did miss your tackle, however.
Okay, so that would have been my action, and raging was my bonus action.
Mhm.
So I think I'm done.
Okay. The middle brigade's fucking dead. I'm just get off the initiative order at this point. There's nobody left at this point. They're in full retreat. Xechas, you're up. You see all of the brigades at this point have broken and are just throwing their weapons down and either running or trying to put their hands up in surrender. As they're surrendering, they're being cut down just the same. Those who do not run are dying, and those who do run are being very quickly pursued by undead. You see scared men and women fleeing for their lives as mindless zombies just rush towards them at full speed, desperately trying to catch up to them. What do you do?
I just think to myself, well, that they're all a lost cause. I may not want to kill them, but I have no qualms about stealing from them. I'm gonna run over to this tent here, using my dash action, and I'm gonna start looking around to see if they have anything interesting.
Roll me an investigation check. Immediately upon entering the tent, you see it is a standard, just like infantryman
There's no top on
tent.
this tent.
There's a side, but would you roll?
One of the owls took the top off.
Oh, this is true, yeah. No, you just make your way into the empty area. You can see clearly it's just 3 what look like sleeping rolls laid out side by side. Each tent fits about 3 men. You can fit 1 more at the door, but it doesn't appear like they have a 4th person in there right now. You begin rummaging through their gear and supplies. You do find what I would say amounts to about, in just assorted change, 3 gold pieces. So you get like 1 gold, a bunch of silver, and a bunch of copper, amounting to about 3 gold pieces.
Okay, I'm not gonna touch that yet. I'm just, looking for anything notable.
You gather this is just like a lowly recruit infantryman tent, nothing all that special going on in there. You do find in 1 bedroll, tucked under a pillow, just like a small folded note.
I think I'm gonna leave that too. Seems personal. Not too interested.
Fair.
I see Dusty at this point, yeah?
Yes. Dusty did roll another stealth check. Oh, no, you didn't. That was you that rolled 1, Xechas. So, yes, you do see Dusty. You see a
Dusty,
half-broken
what's the plan?
tent with Dusty kind of crouching behind it.
Are we staying or are we leaving? I think we need to get out of here.
I'm pretty sure Greg's up top trying to wrestle somebody to fucking be the next Greg Jr. And I'm pretty sure Vicarl just jumped up front. So
We need to somehow let them know we need to leave.
well, quick question for you, DM. Since the owls nodded to us to tell us the direction of people, has it been 10 minutes?
Yes. Because you guys would have walked around the entire southern shore of the lake to get here.
Well, pissed.
Excuse me.
I thought that happened before we did that.
There you guys, that all happened right when you left the cave initially, and then you did the thing, and then walked all the way back over here.
Okay, well, I'll work on something.
Okay. I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to just come up and crouch behind this wagon.
Okay, at this point, this fire has gone away. These dudes are actively in retreat. We're gonna spin them around. Split them up a little bit. I forgot to do that last turn. They're just running. Okay, Xechas, that's your turn. Next up is the captain,
each other.
who is going to just jump down from the cliff. You do get an attack of opportunity, technically. Greg, but I'm gonna say at disadvantage because you're in the smoke when you take it.
Can it be a grapple at disadvantage?
Grapple of opportunity? Sure.
Yay.
A grapple opportunity.
That's an athletics check?
Yeah.
13. Motherfucker. That's like the 8th 13 I've rolled. He's got a 14. Goddamn motherfucker.
As he's going to run, you reach out as quickly as you can, grasping for whatever you can find, and you feel your hand wrap around a boot, and you hold on as hard and as tight as you can, and you feel something try to jump, and then you grab with all of your strength and pull, and the person jumping is immediately just pulled back to the ground. So he jumps and then falls flat on his face, kind of dangling half off the edge of this small, like 5-6 foot drop out the back here, and he's just held in your grasp and is currently unable to
Child. Shh.
Let me go! I've got to get away from here! That would be his... Okay, you know what? He does still have his attacks, and he does still have his cutlass.
No baby, no cry.
So he is going to just fucking...
If I was at disadvantage, he's got to be at disadvantage. Come on.
He is at disadvantage because he is in the smoke. So the first one's an 8, and the second one's going to be a 12. So neither of them hit. He's just like, let me out of here! As you're grabbing his ankle, he's trying to stab up the cliff at you as best he can, but is unable to do so. He's just kind of limply hanging there. Next up is the Horde. At this point, the Horde has completely taken over the beach. There is nobody left before them. What few soldiers have surrendered are just being cut down, and those that are running are being very quickly caught up to. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any survivors from this encounter, as the last of the undead kind of swarm over the last of the living, making their way out of here as quickly as they can. That dude would have caught up to him. That dude caught up to him. So you're all just watching company soldiers, both new and old, just falling under this tide of undead coming from Laravos Lake until the very last one falls and the last musket falls completely silent. And then all you hear is the sound of a sword clanking against stone and a worried lieutenant screaming, "I've got to get out of here! Let me go!" trying to stab up at Greg Johnson. Dusty, it's your turn. You see the sight unfolding all around you of people just dying en masse. You're muted.
Dusty's gonna look over to Xehas, then kind of touch his throat, say something in Draconic, and then 3 times as loud as his normal speaking voice as he casts Thaumaturgy on himself, he's going to say, "Greg, Carl, it's time to go." And then he's going to say, "Belros, we're square."
Roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh!
Dude, it hovered on a 9. That is so garbage.
He seems pretty distracted by getting his hands on the captain or the lieutenant in front of him. He kind of looks over at you. Oh, you have advantage from Calf. Now might be a good time to use it.
Yeah. Please don't fuck me again.
Okay.
Okay, 15.
Greg, with that insight, you would probably see it through whatever level of intelligence. There's a moment, a very brief moment, when Dusty says, "We're square," and commands you all to leave, that the captain has like a flash. You almost catch an intrusive thought just crossing his eyes for a second. Kind of just like he raises one eyebrow and looks at Dusty. And you gather for a second he does maybe briefly consider turning on you. And he just looks. "Aye, you can leave. I suggest you do so in a hurry before my new recruits get hungry." It's nice to see a man who can keep his word.
Can I see him from here?
Ditto.
Yes, you can. You see him
Can I
kind
roll
of
an
through.
insight as well?
Yeah, go ahead. Through the smoke that is actively blowing around you.
I'm just curious if Dusty would clock it.
Oh, you did clock it.
You did,
As
Dusty
he
did.
says that back, he'll say, "Yeah, that makes 2 of us," he says knowingly.
He just smiles at you, this kind of crooked half smile where one side of his face is smiling and the other half is just missing, revealing teeth. He just smiles at you and nods. He does still have his sword in his hand. He is still looking at the lieutenant with murderous intent. Greg, you still have him by the foot.
Have you met Greg Jr.?
You have been commanded to leave. Dusty, what do you do after that? What's
As
up,
my
OG? Welcome in.
action, yeah, I'm just gonna...
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Sorry.
I'm gonna make my way around here
Holiday.
first.
Do
'cause
it,
I gotta
Chris.
make sure Vicarl's on his way.
Okay.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
You
Love
saw the look on my face. You just
Immediately.
knew.
I knew. I knew it. You do see...
Do it.
I'll see you just catch flashes of like purple tentacles from Post Carl as he's just lashing out, but you notice there's like strange feathers kind of clinging to the skin in a very weird way. It's redeeming my Discord.
Alright, that's my turn.
Okay, hell yeah, you issue a command, we'll see if it's followed. Vite Carl, you do hear the bellowing voice, still sultry as ever though, of Dusty Sharpclaw ordering you to, well, for lack of a better term, cut and run.
Alrighty, I'm gonna hear that. But before I
Excuse me.
go, I'm just going to extend a slapping tentacle hand towards the rifleman right in front of me.
Yep.
This guy right here, right next to the zombie. And whoop, up, up. And let's see if I can get a slap in, maybe. No, 11.
Don't believe 11 hits. No, they have an armor of 13 with their padded coat.
Damn it.
That's basically all they
And
got.
I just like slap down right next to him, and I just kind of look at it. And then the octopus's eyes kind of go slack and cross-eyed as Vikarl just punches his way through the side of it and starts running.
Okay. You appear.
Love how you transform.
I put you. You're over there. So the kid or the soldier, who's still quite young, sees this tentacle slap down onto the ground next to him. He's like, oh! And then he looks as you punch your way out. But as he's distracted by you, you watch as one of the drowned just descends on him, drives a sword into his chest, and drives him to the ground, just kind of standing over him, drooling into his face as he's just screaming up. And you see him just kind of get absolutely fucking massacred before you as you turn and start making your way towards Dusty.
As I'm running away, y'all notice I'm still covered with feathers sticking out of me, and I just look back at that and fuck! Oh,
Fair enough. You bolt. All right, that's it for you. The captain is up, and he's going to turn over to here and look out over the rest of the battle while his men are being slaughtered. He's going to look over his shoulder to you, Greg. Bring me the officer.
Not Greg Jr.
He's mine.
Can you please bring back the other Greg?
No survivors. Remember.
Okay, can you bring back the other Greg, though? Can I have him back?
Was it me who killed him?
Yeah, I think so. Wasn't it?
And then he's probably on his way back already. As you look over, you see Greg Jr. like all the broken bones. He stands back up, but his bones and his arms have been reduced to powder at this point, so he has no use of them whatsoever. He just has to, like, it's just so I can...
waving and filling
He's
alarm.
basically like... Every time he turns, his arms just kind of uselessly flop to the side. Yeah.
Greg,
he looks up. He's like,
can do something. Greg will full by the foot that he has him. I will just toss the lieutenant at Captain or not Captain Orvan, the other one.
Belros.
The other captain.
As you throw, he turns and just reaches out one gnarly skeletal, semi-rotten hand and just closes it around Lieutenant's throat.
Thank you.
You can...
For your service.
He looks at Greg Jr. and he says, you can have him on me. And he turns and holds the lieutenant out over his army of men, and you see the lieutenant kind of kicking and at this point given up hope, but still struggling whatever he can, knowing it's entirely hopeless. You watch as the swarm kind of congregates around this rock, and Captain Belros says, no survivors. Drops the lieutenant into the horde below. You hear one last blood-curdling scream as he just begins being torn apart viciously below as the party kind of regroups, leaving this smoking, flaming area behind you. You all begin making your way towards the forest in the north. Yes, Xechas.
Can I really quickly loot this wagon? I specifically want to see if any of those rifles are in there.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check. Are you bringing Greg Jr. with you? Zombie Jr.?
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
Seventh member!
Yeah!
I'm going to use knowledge from a past life, too.
Okay.
Greg's zombie stepchild.
You do not find one of the rifles. You do see what appears to be a number of spare muskets in various forms of repair, and some extra cannonballs, and of course the one big barrel of black powder that has been left here. But other than that, nothing.
Do all of the guys that have the red arms and the orange shit, do they all have those special rifles?
They do. Most of them have been torn apart by the giant explosion in which they were consumed. I guess that one living dude over there would have also eventually been killed by it. So
I meant like the guys down here, like this guy.
probably they're
He's one of them?
ways away from you though.
Right. No, I
He'd
just was
also be
curious.
dead at this point. I just haven't finished deleting all the bodies. But yes, you
Gotcha.
gather anyone in the red coats was likely wielding one of these weapons. But as the horde completely surrounds this rock, looking up to their undead captain before them, and the party regroups, makes their way out into the forest. That is where we will end the session for today, as you guys leave this encampment to the sounds of a man being torn to shreds. Make your way back into the forest of Avanar to go do whatever it is we will get up to next week, along with your undead friend Greg Jr., your own personal zombie with no functioning arms, just meandering along
You'll have to
behind
figure
you,
out how to
kind
make
of-
him not contagious.
as he like walks along with Greg, his arms just kind of flop at his sides, making these kind of fairly uncomfortable crunching sounds as whatever bones are left in them just kind of rub together into that beautiful, beautiful serenade. We will end the session today. Thank you
You have a
all.
willing Greg Jr. now.
Thank you all.
Greg. Zombie
Rusty, that was incredible.
That was funny.
There were so
I
many
enjoyed
moving
that.
pieces to that one.
That
Holy
was a
shit,
lot.
that was
That
awesome.
was an awful lot. That was really fun though. I enjoyed that very thoroughly. We're gonna raid out to Aves. She's playing a little Weepo with the homies.
Zombie Greg.
Someone said
Are we the
zombie.
bad guys?
That's fine.
You guys just killed a lot of our
Morally
debatably
questionable.
yeah, young people.
The company put them there in the first place. They're worse.
Fair, I guess.
The company put them there in the first place. They're
Yeah,
worse.
y'all keep telling
Let's
yourself
be
that.
fair. Let's be fair here. Greg killed no one.
That's true.
Anything,
This
you brought
time.
people
And
back
he
to life.
actually didn't
No
kill
one.
one. Anyway, we're gonna raid out to Aves. Before we do, I'm gonna open the floor to my friends down here for anything they want to say. Starting with Ryan. What you got, buddy?
I'm here, I'm queer, I'm ready to steer. I don't know how to drive.
I mean, you just
Stuck the
you
landing.
got like most of it.
Stuck the landing there. Okay.
Also,
Hell yeah.
it was a long battle with leukemia, but I'm just so glad I was surrounded by friends and family.
What? Say what now? Say what
Let him
now?
sit. I just let you sit in that.
We're just gonna.
in that
We're
silence.
just gonna. Yeah, you just. We're gonna move on. Dusty, JTV, what do you got going on?
Piggybacking off of Ryan's statement, not the last statement, but the statement prior. Every time I'm in a car, it seems to get hit by something.
We got like 10 seconds.
So-
Make it quick. Don't
Yeah.
die. Chris, words of wisdom.
Man with fly on testicle, learn that violence not always answer.
Hell's Corp, last goodbye. Go.
Nobody is a stranger to Greg. They're all stepchildren he hasn't met yet.
Love that. We'll see you next time. Love you guys. Hey everybody, I'm Rusty Tonics. Thank you again for coming by the stream or checking this video out on YouTube. It means a lot to us over here at the Apothecary, and it's always a pleasure to share our D&D games with all of you. If you're interested in catching them live, you can see us every Monday at 6 o'clock Eastern on Twitch, or every Friday after the stream comes out on YouTube on demand. Feel free to check it out, drop a follow, drop the subscription, or whatever you want to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified whenever our videos are coming out. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day. Keep being good to each other, and I'll see you next time.